Playbook.org.
Love, you're mine.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
This is The Rich Eisen Show. Coming up at noon after my show, it's Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the all-new ESPN LA app. Eisen Show, everybody. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors are the experts of taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs, and their experts install them. That means working with a company that builds and installs a quality product with real pricing, real simple, really beautiful. And when a trusted name like Pella chooses to partner with The Rich Eisen Show, that says a lot. 0% financing options are available. Certain restrictions apply. Find your local Pella Windows and Doors showroom today at Pella.com/Eisen for details. Make life brighter with Pella Windows and Doors. Listen, Taylor Twellman's on tomorrow's program to talk about France and Spain and England and Argentina, and the World Cup's great and all that stuff. The home run derby's tonight. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is Tuesday. That's great. The NBA, we're all waiting on LeBron, right? We're all waiting on LeBron.
I'm not. LeBron James.
Well, the Kawhi trade's in the freezer.
Yeah, we don't know
what's red hot right now. What's red hot right now is LeBron, and all eyes can be on LeBron. I don't think you're going to glean anything from him. Just everybody keep eyes on Jim Gray, wherever he is.
He was sitting next to Mark Davis last night.
Oh, is that right?
At the Fever Aces game.
I mean, because Jim is, I think, Jim's part of the Hall of Fame that's out there that that Brady's part of and everything like that.
Yeah.
At any rate,
yeah.
Just keep an eye on Jim. So if Jim's flying somewhere,
Decision 2, I'm ready.
So there's lots going on.
Philly.
You know what I mean? Lots going on. But the bottom line is,
Philly.
We're all just biding time. We're all just twiddling thumbs. And we've been doing that since the confetti fell on the Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. And what do we call it? San Francisco Stadium for at least 5 more days, right? San Francisco Bay Area.
No, it's
Stadium?
Levi. It's back. They've taken it down.
Oh, that's right.
They're done.
They're done. SoFi is SoFi. We're back.
All right.
There's only one place.
Well, at any rate, I'm just saying, we're waiting. It's almost there. It's almost there. And to help pass the time as well, we're bringing back an old staple of this program. Was this the first, repeatable segment we ever came up with?
Oh,
that's a good question.
11 years ago?
I want to say yes.
Segment called 4 Down.
4 Downs.
Listen, I could give you opinions on things all the time.
Well, you got to
put them. You got to put them in like a list.
Put them in a box.
You always got to put them. You got to put stuff.
It took you a long time to do power rankings, Rich.
Well, I mean, you guys were twisting my arm until I finally did it. I'm just saying, you got to come up with ideas and stuff. So we came up with a segment called 4 Downs, where I would give you 4 opinions of something, and each one would be a down.
That worked for me.
Okay? With the 4th one being the hottest subject of them all. I used to have a hot take plank. I think it's over here.
Yeah, is the plank still around?
It is. It's right around the corner, but I don't want to get up. My back's still killing me from the American Century Championship. You can go at any time right now. But that's enough about me. So what we're going to do is a 4 Downs for all 32 National Football League teams. All the way up until the beginning of the season. And the way we're going to order it is in the draft order.
Okay.
Which means the first up in 4 Downs to preview the upcoming National Football League season presented by Hyundai is the Las Vegas Raiders.
4 Downs with Rich.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
First
You got animations and everything. First down. Thank you
We're
so much.
back.
Now that we had Chaz do 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? All right, first down on the Las Vegas Raiders upcoming season is what will Ashton Genty's sophomore season look like?
Oh, TJ.
I have no idea what it's going to look like. Is it going to be an improvement? Last year, if you had him in fantasy, you're like, what a total flop. And then you look at his numbers, and you go high register.
Pretty decent.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're not talking about how his pre-snap stance is anymore, whatever the hell was going on last year. Hopefully the offensive line will do better.
Yep.
And that's all predicated. I think that you're going to see how this is all linked together with second down. Go ahead and hit second down there, Mike, if you want to hit
Second down.
Thank you so much. is Clint Kubiak.
Hey, greetings, people.
Yo.
It's Before the Growl.
What's happening?
I'm John. That's Chris McGee. That's Emily Hebel. Brian Cohen is on his way in, and Brian took me down over the weekend.
No.
And we have a World Cup pool, Geeter. And Brian and I both had
First place.
one team left. I had Switzerland. He had Argentina.
That's right.
And you took me down. So you are an M. You've been out for a while, right?
Yeah, I had Germany and Senegal. I've been out since the first round.
Did Switzerland, I'm going to bring this up on the show, but did Switzerland get screwed by that double yellow card?
Oh, definitely not. I mean, I thought everything played out how it should have.
I think you sound a lot like Infantino, whatever his name is. Argentina, they want Argentina to go as far as possible in the tournament. They want Messi to go as far as possible, and they're making it so that happens.
And then,
I picked the right team.
all right, so it's Spain, France, and it's England, Argentina. And England and Argentina don't like each other, but we'll talk about more about that during
that's
the
gonna
show.
be a great game.
So,
I want to know way.
like me, Geeter lives in Manhattan Beach,
Yeah.
and on Saturday night, Geet,
Yeah.
Emily came down and had dinner with me. She's going to do a little house sitting and watch Murphy the dog when I'm in Idaho next month. And so I introduced her to the ways of Manhattan Beach. Em, what were your thoughts?
I'm excited about this.
It is very nice. It's like, what do you think about when you think of suburbia, though it is in the middle of in LA? But yeah, it's really pretty. It's really nice. I don't know. I like there's a Chili's and an Olive Garden very close by. I don't have that in my town.
Did you get the ocean breeze? Did you get to feel
not
that?
quite.
We were, because I kept her pretty far inland. I kept her in. I didn't
Did you
take
keep
her
her behind the gates?
Yeah, I didn't take her downtown.
Okay.
I did.
There are
Geeter,
lots of gates.
So she's
Geeter lives closer to the water than I do.
I'm 3 blocks from the water.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I love the Strand. I've done the Strand a bunch. But yes, there were many gates in John's neighborhood. But it's
to keep Mason out.
Yes, keep Mason out.
As I often joke.
Yeah.
But
no, it's a really nice neighborhood. Very cool.
I was encouraging Emily to move there to the South Bay. So I said, "You look good here. You look comfortable here."
Yeah.
And she said, "I would love to." There's this small problem of affording it.
Yes, yeah.
But what I told her, Geet, is that just keep going south. Like, go into Redondo,
Keep
go
going.
into Hermosa,
Keep
And-
Just
going.
go
and
to
it
Long
gets-
Beach.
Even a little
It gets-
Torrance. No, Torrance.
Joy, it gets a little more affordable
Yeah.
the farther south
yeah.
you go.
You'd be surprised how close they all are to the beach. John, you're there in 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, one of my
Whether you're on your bike or your car,
one of
right?
my sorority sisters works in Redondo, and so she plays volleyball on the weekends and stuff. But she works in chemical tech or whatever, so she also needs to be close to Redondo. They have but she likes it, but it's also very far from work. But
Right.
I will cosplay South Bay for 4 days.
There you go. Yeah, so we're gonna let Emily live in the South Bay life.
You're
for a
gonna
few
be
days.
living in the village.
What and now?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be living in my house for 4 or 5 days.
Yes.
I love the village.
So, Geet,
That's
what
awesome.
Wait,
things?
Should I investigate? Should I go into the medicine cabinet? Should I try to find all the secrets about the Ireland
Emily,
family?
as I told you,
Yeah.
anything in that house is fair game.
Okay.
Take
Knowing
whatever you
John
want.
like I do, I don't think he cares at all.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
But I would put you in this massage chair.
I
He
did
already
already.
did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
I don't think she was necessarily as impressed with it as Mason and I are because she's not old. But I bet you will use it
I will
at some
probably
point.
use it.
I
at
went
some
to a
point.
party one time at John's,
Yeah.
and he introduced me to that chair, and then I don't know, it was way later in the party. People thought I left. I just had stayed up there.
I put the great Francisco Pinto, the Lakers Spanish language
Pinto.
announcer. I put his kids in that massage chair once, and they wouldn't get out.
So
they
good.
thought it was like the
It
greatest
is very
thing.
high tech.
BC, what do you think of your chances now? You are tied for first place,
Right.
With
but
whom?
you need Argentina.
Laura.
Laura
She's
is
out.
She's out. But the people that are alive are you, Laura, but she can't score any more points.
Greg.
Trudell, Greg, and Futch.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is out.
So everybody in the afternoon show, but Brian.
Did you hear that
Yes.
Trudell was pitching to Laura the other day to try to redo how the pool is going in terms of weighing it more?
You're trying
for
to make
the
a
winner?
trade?
So then there could
Sounds
be
like
What does
my-
that even mean?
So,
like,
BC,
you know how
what's
it's-
your
yeah.
confidence level going in now? It's you and 4 others who are still alive.
I'm feeling very confident, actually. And I think if they just beat England, I think that secures me at least second place at that rate.
Or maybe
too.
at least a tie for first. Because
Right.
then you'd have 28 points.
That's
I think.
right. And I think
then I don't think anyone can catch
if France wins, I think Greg could
Yeah.
tie me at that point.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's going to win that thing. I think that the one thing I've learned about soccer, it's the teams that are good It's super close between all of them. All those games could have gone completely the other way.
If you're drafting right now, I think you would take France, but I'm not convinced.
France
they're
has
going
looked the
to
most dominant of anybody
they've looked
there.
but it's going to be a battle no matter what.
Right.
All
You know,
four could win.
It was
I
funny.
think Argentina's looked the worst,
Yeah.
but
Right.
has
They've
been
had
squeaking
some-
out all their wins.
Yeah,
and
they've
so
made-
And
so
you
maybe
have
like
Messi, so
like-
you can't count him out.
Right, and maybe like a team of destiny.
Right,
kind of thing.
exactly.
I mean, the Egypt match, I still don't know how they.
Argentina's
obviously-
benefited from a lot. So did England.
Yeah.
Like they're both of those teams have benefited from a lot of good calls their way. Like that
In-
goal for Norway that was called back was like a little suspicious with the push off of Holland, but whatever. I'm just bitter
I know.
because I was eliminated very early. From this
What were
pool.
your teams?
Germany and Senegal.
Oh, Germany laid an
So
egg.
Senegal's should have won. They
Yeah,
should have been
Senegal
playing
should have
USA.
won.
On
and,
paper, you had
yeah,
very good draft.
I know.
But-
Belgium game, and then USA would have been playing Senegal, and who knows? Maybe it's a different.
Yes.
So BC, when's your next game? It's either Tuesday or Wednesday.
I think it's Wednesday. I think
Mhm.
it's the second one. And I think the overall sentiment I've been seeing online is I feel like America's kind of now rooting for Argentina
I'm
as
not.
well because of Messi. You know, he plays here in Miami. He's got a little skin in the game.
What's interesting is, you know, that there's a very famous 1982 World Cup final where Diego Maradona knocked a ball in with his hand. They call it the Hand of God game.
Mm-hmm.
That was against England. These two
Ooh, okay.
these two countries do not like each other. They don't even play friendlies.
Wow.
So that's going to be a real battle and a lot of fun. All right, we got all that coming up, and we think Quentin Grimes from the Lakers is going to join us at 12:32. So that's coming out at you in 2 minutes. Stay with us.
Single one. The DraftKings app is now live in California. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in California, the world's biggest stage, in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers. Sign up with code LA710. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code LA710 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. For terms, go to dkng.co/predictions promo.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
ESPN 710 Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Arnold is on for your Monday afternoon.
Ireland, best show on the radio.
Here we go, Monday, the 13th of July, 2026. Well, the Hall of Famers are here, but yes, Mason is on a summer vacation, which means guess who's sitting in today? the one and only Geeter, Chris McGee from Spectrum Sportsnet. It is the summer of Geeter, after all.
Getting short cord over here.
Short cord.
Yeah, we're going to get you another set of headphones.
Yeah. Well, we always thought you were a long cord guy, but apparently you're a short cord guy.
Huh? No, I think he is a long cord guy.
The short game. John Ireland is here. I get out of the shower, I do a happy dance, and then I suck on the tap. We're going to have some fun today. You know it's always good when Geeter and Ireland are together. Geeter, by the way, coming off of a Saturday in Manhattan, in the sand, playing volleyball at the beach. Like for a tournament or something, I don't know.
Dipsy-doo between the legs.
Producer Emily's here, producer Brian Cohen. It is the All-Star break, the Midsummer Classic Home Run Derby tonight. But don't worry, we still got World Cup to talk about. Lakers off-season.
Maybe we can now finally declare this a LeBron-free zone.
LeBron-free?
Yeah, I'm sure Ohtani not playing in the All-Star game, all of that. And the Dodgers getting swept by the Diamondbacks. And yes, fun and frivolity, shall we?
So with that said, let's get this going.
What they call me is a cornhole savant.
Let's do it, the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland.
The summer of Geeter is here. Sorry, Mace.
Your Monday afternoon right now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's happening, people?
Good afternoon.
It's a Monday. Geeter's here. Great to have you, Geet. Emily's here. Brian's here. We got a lot to get to. We are jam-packed. Morales talked a lot about where we're going. Home Run Derby is tonight. I think they screwed up the format. We'll cover that. There are a lot of things going on, a lot of rumors going on with the Rams. A lot of disappointment over the weekend with the Dodgers. They got swept, made 7 errors in 4 games. Doesn't matter. As good as ever. We're going to start with the World Cup. And, Geeter, the Final Four is set. France, Spain, England, and Argentina. Brian Cohen drove a stake through my heart. It was Argentina against Switzerland over the BC. You were never trailed in that game. You were up 1-0. Then the Swiss tied it, and then they screwed me with that double yellow card thing and took one of my guys off the field. And then I think the game was yours after that.
I will say I was confident that game was going to go into penalty kicks the way it was going the most of the game, but yeah, and Messi didn't even score.
Yeah,
and they still got it on.
And here's a question for the three of you guys and for the audience. Why? And I asked this question a lot, Geeter, in basketball too. Why are we taking guys off the field for no reason? Why are we taking guys off the court for no reason?
It's one of your biggest arguments in basketball.
Yeah.
With the 5 fouls
why are we looking
or technicals.
Why aren't we looking for ways to keep players on the field rather than looking for ways to take them off? What do you think?
I feel like that's my biggest argument every 4 years when it comes to the World Cup, because obviously I'm a little more dialed in, and I've talked about this here on 710, that I feel like sports are supposed to evolve. And it's okay to change rules to make it better. We have seen it in pitching and challenging strikes in the clock.
Almost every rule change baseball's done has been good.
Every sport.
Yeah.
Basketball's done the same thing. Now, some rules, it will drive you crazy, but I don't understand that. And I go back to the USA and Balogun, when you have to miss 30 minutes of that game, the biggest game of your life, and your team is playing 11v10, for there being no intent, no one got hurt, that guy played very subjective, that now you're going to miss the next game?
Right.
That, to me, is asinine. I don't get why you'd want your stars not in the game.
And I know it's going to happen. I'm sorry, but I know it's going to happen. All the soccer people who, it's your sport. We're all drive-by fans. We come by every 4 years. You'll say, we just don't understand. But, Emily, my point is, I would try everything humanly possible, and I say this about the NBA all the time, to keep the players in the game. They seem to be coming up with ways to get them out.
It just does feel incredibly punitive for a thing that, like, I was talking to Geeter before the show. I feel like a red card, you should never have to review it because you should know immediately what a red card is. It should be something that you don't have to watch in slow motion, whatever. It should be like, okay, that guy punched this guy. He's out of the game. And also, I think it's not only punitive because the guy is out of the game, and they had to play a player down. I feel like they can adjust that as well. Like, if it's 2 yellow cards, I don't think the other team should have to play with 10 players. Maybe the guy comes off, but yeah, you can play still 11v11 because it is so hard for the team with 10 players to score,
They're just playing defense.
it turns into parking the bus, and then and they're playing for PKs.
To your point, Geeter, they are materially affecting the game when they do that. And it's enough of a punishment to do it for the game where the ejection occurs. What's with the extra game?
And that's why I like a review process. Like, if you're going to kick a guy out and give him a red card, I feel like the next day you should be able to review that with a committee and say, okay, yes, this guy has to miss. He is suspended, just like in the NBA or NFL. Like, you're going to look at that the next day, right? We don't want to keep a guy, a star, out of the next game if he really doesn't deserve it. Now, if he deserves it, then you're out. That's life.
Yeah, but so we're going into this weekend, through this weekend, France, Spain, England, and Argentina. Kind of weird that there's going to be two semifinals in the middle of the day on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Would you call that blue bloods?
Yeah, well, it was funny. Andres Cantor, the guy that yells, "Go!" Mason had him on his podcast, had him on Mason Plus, and he said, what do you think about the World Cup field expanding from 32 to 48 teams? And Cantor says, it doesn't matter. The same 4 or 5 teams that are always in the Final Four will be in the Final Four.
So when they talk about going to 64.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you about. Do you have any issue with them going to 64?
I mean, listen, there are people that are so much more dialed into this sport. Our friend Mike Trudell that said going to 48 watered it down. But for me, I actually enjoyed it because there were more games. Obviously, it was in our time zone, which I think was an absolute game changer for me and for a lot of other people. It was so fun to be able to watch games all day, and every single night you had a game. You're going to obviously water it down even more to 64. I mean, look who was left out, right? I guess there's a handful of teams that were left out that would have been in. Italy.
Right.
I think they're ranked 12th in the world. Chile. Right?
Yeah.
A couple of teams. Wales.
Number one, regardless
Nigeria.
of what you and I think, it's going to happen because there's too much money involved for it not to go through. And I have zero issue with it. I think it's more the merrier.
And nearly every elimination game has been incredible. I will say there's maybe less than a handful of games that have been totally decided by one team. I mean, the USA game against Belgium, that was probably one of the worst elimination games we saw the entire tournament. But I still like that we have the expanded field because it was still good competition.
I think it goes from, obviously, if you're 64 teams, you're going 16 pools of 4, groups of 4. I still call it pools for the sports world that I grew up in. Groups of 4. You may not have great games in group play,
right,
John, but once you get to the round of 32, it's on. And also, John, you're still going to have a Cape Verde.
Yeah.
We'll have more opportunities for Cape Verde, so there's an argument to both sides.
It's just like the March Madness tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there would be fewer group stage games when you add more teams, right? Because I mean, maybe not. Maybe they'll just pile game on top of game on top of game. But
I think you go no more third-place teams making knockouts. So you'd go 16 groups of 4, take your top 2, now you're at 32.
Which is what it used to be. They had less groups, but they had the top 2 go. I have a question for you guys, too, about this. I want to go back a little bit to that red card situation.
Yeah, because they gave him the red for flopping, right? For impersonating.
For simulating.
Simulation,
they say. But I do feel like Argentina has been getting beneficial calls all tournament. Specifically, that Egypt call where they called back that goal for Egypt. And this call against the Swiss got them down to 10 players. I do think the guy did simulate. That is, he did do it. But Argentina seems to get the benefit of the doubt more often than not. Is this true across all sports where star teams and players just get more favorable calls?
Let me lay in on a little secret. This happens in every sport, and everybody complains about it. For example, when Shaq played for the Lakers, Geeter and I were both working for the team. He was on the TV broadcast. I was the sideline guy. Shaq either got fouled or committed a foul on every play. They can't call them all. You know, it's funny when you hear Argentina gets favorable calls. That's code for they have Messi. Messi's always going to get officiated differently, just like Erling Haaland is, just like Kylian Mbappe is. Star players get different treatment. I know theoretically it shouldn't happen, but it does.
I will say Haaland
sport.
didn't benefit from the call that called back Norway's goal during the game. He had nothing to do with the play. He pushed an England player. Seemed like the England player flopped a little bit. And then they called back a corner kick goal. So England got the benefit of the doubt that time.
They also got the benefit on the doubt on the goal kick that hit the cable and comes down.
Which is crazy. We see
and
that
England
sometimes
goes
in
and
NFL.
scores.
Yeah,
right?
Did you guys buy the explanation
No.
from FIFA that we have a sensor in the ball? It didn't alter the flight of the ball.
It literally hit
but we
and
saw
dropped.
it hit the cable.
but when it doesn't benefit the team that they care about, like Croatia, then the censoring the ball really matters a lot. Like FIFA is the most corrupt organization in the world. I had to explain this to my friends over the weekend. Like, think of a corrupt organization in your mind. FIFA is worse. They want the best product in the field. They want the most eyeballs. That includes teams like Argentina, England, Spain, and France continuing on.
I think to the Buffalo-Denver game last year, like sometimes reviews can make you more confused. Was interception, no interception, Cowboys catch against Green Bay?
Yeah. Mason and I.
Yes, thank you.
We get killed for this because we're both on the same side. We would just eliminate replay until the final 2 minutes of every game. I think it slows the game down. Imagine if you were going to a concert or a play or a movie, and right in the middle of it, they just said, "We're stopping to look at that scene again." I mean, it just makes no sense to me. It's an entertainment product. But you know who comes for us, Geet? The gamblers. They know I'm gambling. I'm investing too much of my hard-earned money in the results of this game. I need them to get it right. And so those are the guys that will never back off.
Let me ask you this. In the Egypt-Argentina match,
and
it would have been probably the dagger goal 30 seconds earlier, 100 yards before there's a play, possession changes. It's subjective whether that's a penalty or not. They go down, they score. You go back and review when that possession changed. That goes out. You take away the celebration,
there's too much VAR. There's too much reviews.
I know soccer analysts have been very critical of that.
Yeah,
it should only be used for offsides and if the ball crosses the goal into the goal. It should be something like ABS and like Eagle Eye and tennis where it's immediate and it's done.
But man, I love it. I got to be honest, I'm digging it. All of the World Cup.
The World Cup is fantastic. And it probably sounds like we listen to that one segment. Why are they complaining? Why are they complaining about the World Cup? We're not. We're watching it, and we think it could be better.
Yeah.
But I have zero complaints about how great the World Cup's been. I'm going to watch every game from here on out. I think they've been awesome. All right, coming up. The Dodgers got swept over the weekend. Does that mean anything? And tonight is the Home Run Derby, and they've made a material change to the Home Run Derby that I think most fans are not aware of, and I think it's going to affect our viewing experience. We will tell you what it is next. Geeter and for Mace, I'm John Ireland, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on 710 ESPN. On the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
The 15-minute mark on 710. Fueled by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
You know, in that time it took to hear your favorite takes and all that fun and frivolity, you could be pulling out with a fresh oil change. No waiting, no appointment, just in and out in about 15 minutes. Bam! So you've got more time for what matters. Visit SoCalOilChange.com.
In just 15 minutes, you can boost your vehicle's performance and save money while doing it. Visit SoCalOilChange.com now for value pack coupons and keep your car and your wallet running strong.
The 15-minute mark on 710, made possible by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Looking for a vodka with standards? Blue Ice delivers. American-made from Idaho potatoes, gluten-free, non-GMO, and only 64 calories an ounce. Enjoy the classic Huckleberry with lemonade or award-winning double espresso. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Is there any better match than soccer and pizza? Our friends at Pizza Hut have 2 winning deals all summer long. Need a quick carryout before kickoff? Grab a large 1-topping pizza for just $9.99. Want more toppings or delivery? Get a large 3-topping pizza for only $12.99, available for delivery or carryout. So whether you're watching every minute or just tuning in for the big moments, Pizza Hut is the winning move this summer of soccer. Order today on the Pizza Hut app or go to pizzahut.com.
Drive away in a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon this summer, thanks to Pechanga Resort Casino. Pechanga is giving away a brand new Mercedes-Benz G580E or $100,000 cash every Saturday this July, plus thousands in Easy Play. Play with your Pechanga Rewards card to earn entries all month long, then be at Pechanga every Saturday night in July to activate your entries. The more you play, the more chances you have to win. Must be present to win. Visit Pechanga.com for complete details. Must be 21 or older with valid ID to participate.
Here in Los Angeles, our city water is loaded with chlorine and chemicals. That's why I got LifeSource Whole House Water System. It cleans and conditions water from every tap for healthier water with no salt and no regular maintenance. No more harsh, skin-irritating city water. Upgrade your water and your life with LifeSource. I did, and I'm never going back. LifeSource has been doing it for decades. Read the reviews. Call the LifeSource California factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource Water, it's not just better, it's essential. LifeSource, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
Time to bench those other hiring sites and let ZipRecruiter help you build a winning team. With ZipRecruiter, when you need the hire, you get the right fit for any role fast. That's because ZipRecruiter's smart matching technology starts showing your job to qualified candidates immediately. You can also apply filters and add screening questions to your job post to help you save time in scouting first-rate talent. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can instantly unlock contact info from a roster of top candidates. That's why over 4.8 million businesses have trusted ZipRecruiter to hire, and check this out. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site in the game based on G2. So, if you need to score the best, go with ZipRecruiter. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs, and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
In my world, you're always sorting through information, trying to find what matters most fast. Well, if you're hiring, you can now review all these resumes and applications faster thanks to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that instantly shows you the most interested, qualified candidates first. ZipRecruiter's matching technology finds qualified candidates quickly. And with ZipRecruiter's new feature, qualified candidates show up at the top of your list. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
I'm a babyface and John's a heel. John's not a heel.
Exactly.
John's the heel.
Mr. 1%'s a heel?
He's a heel.
Well, I'm Mr. 1%, and I own it.
Back to Steve Mason and John Ireland.
All-Star game is tomorrow night in Philadelphia. 5 Dodgers are in it. Shohei has begged off. And tonight is the Home Run Derby. Geeter, they're doing something. But first thing you need to know about the Home Run Derby is it's not on ESPN for the first time in many, many years. It's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
And one of the security guards, when I was coming up to do the show today downstairs in our building, said to me, it should be free. The Home Run Derby should be free. Well, ESPN technically is not free. You have to have a cable package or you have to pay for it to stream. So I think the world we're living in now is these streaming services are all going to have a lot of sports moving forward. But here's the bigger change. Curious what you guys think. For the last 20 years or so, they've had a clock. So you get up there and you get 3-4 minutes to hit as many home runs as you can hit. So you're swinging at every pitch. They've gone back to, because they want to drag this out a little longer, they've gone back to a swings format. So now I get, if I'm a contestant, if I'm Kyle Schwarber, and him and Bryce Harper, both who play for the Phillies, are both in this tonight. There's no Dodgers and I believe no Angels. They get 20 swings. So if you're pitching to me and I don't like exactly where the pitch is, I'm not going to swing at it. I think we're going to, as Jeff Passan said this morning on ESPN, I think it's going to be a little bit of a disaster because we're so used to so much swinging and so much action and so many balls flying out of the park that I think moving it to 20 swings where I don't have to swing at the majority of the pitches is going to make it worse.
What's the number
think?
one reason they're doing it?
To make it longer.
Okay, so for me, I think you're taking out, and the reason why I like the clock is when a guy gets on one of those runs and it's every single pitch and it's a race against the clock and you're seeing what another guy got on the side.
Right.
As
and
a
you can
TV
earn
viewer,
bonus seconds,
bonus
their way.
seconds.
Yeah.
For me, that has added some excitement, right? Like the 3-point competition in the NBA All-Star Weekend, there's a clock, right? And that's just always a factor because in every single game you play,
it promotes urgency.
It promotes a little urgency and excitement and drama. So I will miss that component, to be honest with you. I'm hoping there's just not a lot of taking pitches.
Yeah, so hopefully these guys will also. And,
That's what I'm hoping.
And because you've got these bombers that are in the game, like Junior Caminero from Tampa could win the whole thing.
He's the guy that I'm kind of like, if I'm betting, you want to find a little bit better odds than like a Schwarber. I'm going with Caminero.
I also think the reason for doing this is so that if you have somebody who's not as consistent pitching to you, that it's not them messing you up. It's not them not having the turnover and, giving you a bad pitch. I think it's more on the hitter than it is on the pitcher, which I think the clock could benefit, but somebody like Dino Ebel, who's very good at this.
Yeah. And
Dino's money.
And Dino's going to pitch to Bryce Harper. We got more on that coming up later. But, Gee, let me ask you this. Dodgers got swept by the Diamondbacks. It was pretty ugly. They made 7 errors in 4 games, and some of them were really sloppy. Is that something or nothing? They're still 11.5 games up. They still have the best record in baseball. They still have 60 wins. Should Dodger fans be worried at all, even 1%, that they just laid an egg this weekend?
2 kinds of fans. I have an older brother, Matt, 5 years older. He lives in San Diego, but he texts me every night about the Dodgers. And he is more of a, game in May, can't believe we lost this game, panic type of guy. I have come to understand that this Dodger team is going to be playing in the postseason
and
no
going
matter
to be
what.
judged by that.
And they have a 14.5 game lead going into this series. John, they got swept for the very first time. It is the All-Star break, middle of July.
1 foot out the door.
And it just happens, especially in this sport. And listen, I saw Dylan Hernandez's article about kind of sound the alarms, and it had that kind of TJ Simers feel to me, Platschke. I think Dylan was just trying to, obviously, he's trying to bait you into getting into that article and, have a reaction. And for me, I'm like, they've been swept for the first time. They had 9 errors in 5 games. The at-bats were lazy, no clutch hits, a lot of walks from the pitching staff. It's just one of those weekends. But when I look at Blake Snell pitching 3 innings, Glasnow, 20 innings, Diaz, I think 9 innings. I got Kike playing just a couple of games. I got Tommy Edmonds playing 22 games. Even Mookie has missed 37 games. Teoscar, 35 games. And they have 61 wins at the break.
Yeah.
Man, listen, let's take a step back and understand that it's going to happen in this sport, just as long as you don't carry it over, just like Doc said after the game. Don't carry these habits over. This was a bad weekend for us. They wanted it more. He laid the groundwork. He called them out a little bit, John, and I like that. That's what your manager's supposed to do. Let's have this break, and let's refocus.
And they're going to actually get some breaks, too, because Otani's going to get the work done on his knee, where he's going to get that drainage on his knee. Yamamoto's unlikely to pitch in the All-Star game. You're going to have Robleski pitch, but it seems like a lot of these guys need this break, are going to get this break.
So it's Robleski.
Love that.
It is Muncy. Mm-hmm. It is Freddie Freeman. It is
Andy Pages,
and there's one more. I'm leaving out one.
Yamamoto was named to it, but will not.
Yamamoto is,
pitch.
but those are the 5 going.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 5 that are gonna show up. And by the way, the lineups are out. Freddie Freeman's going to hit 3rd for the National League, and Mike Trout's going to lead off for the American League. So there'll be a lot of rooting interest when the game actually happens tomorrow night. Coming up next, Quentin. But before I pivot off the Dodgers real quick, if you're Andrew Friedman, you do anything before August 3rd, or you just you did a good job of laying out all the reasons why they're so far ahead.
They
don't have a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah.
Do you do anything?
I mean, if you could add something, whether it's middle infielder, maybe it's one more arm, and it doesn't hurt you, and it's something that you can pull off.
Yeah.
Right? And by the way, John, I think what everyone's so shocked about, and everyone just has to panic a little bit, not panic, but there has to be, words around it, is because the defense let him down, which never happens. Right? So it's just one of those it was just a sloppy weekend.
Well, Jeff Passan says that the Dodgers are the most likely candidate for Tarek Skubal, and what I think about too is what do you have to do as a team knowing that this lockout's going to come, the rules might change, the salary cap may come in next season. Do you go all in and get this deal grandfathered in, have a guy that's going to cost a lot of money, or do you hold back because you don't know how difficult it's going to be? You might hold some draft picks in.
That's a really good point, John.
I don't know anyone, Geet, who doesn't think there's going to be a lockout. I can't find that person.
They're going to change the rules.
Not only are they going to change the rules, we're going to miss games. So I think Emily makes a great point. If you know that's coming and there's going to be a new system next year, why not go get Tark Skubal and give him a big fat contract that you won't be able to do a year from now when they put the cap in?
Or you keep something that's cheap, like Wroblewski, like Sheehan, because you know that they might help you stay under the cap. While they are good enough to help you, you don't have to pay them a huge amount of money.
Yeah, that'll be something to watch, and maybe a reason why they may do something before August 3rd. Summer of Soccer is here, and Rock and Brews is your headquarters for every match. There's a great Rock and Brews by where Geeter and I live in El Segundo. Really fun. Call all the action on massive LED screens, LED screens with game day food, drink specials, great atmosphere. Bring your crew at Rock and Brews. Visit rockandbrews.com for your nearest location. Quentin Grimes, one of the new Lakers, is expected to join us. And I think he's incredibly important because the Lakers really don't have a point of attack defender now that they've let Marcus Smart go. Could Quentin Grimes be that guy? We will ask him next. He's hanging out with the Summer League team in Vegas. We'll talk to Quentin Grimes coming up. Geeter in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
You and him have the same beard.
Me and who?
You and Stafford.
Oh, yeah?
You and Matthew Stafford.
Is he that good looking?
Yeah. And so is your beard.
I love that, Trav. I love that.
So is your beard. You guys have the same beard, same color.
All right. I knew I liked that guy.
I'm like,
Matthew Stafford.
That beard looks familiar.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN.
Not sure what to do this week? The answer is always COSM. Here's your COSM calendar for the week of July 13th. The 2026 FIFA World Cup semifinals are here. And there's no better place to take in all the excitement than in the COSM Dome. COSM Dome and hall tickets are available right now for semifinal games, as well as the finals on Sunday. But don't wait, because tickets are going fast. Visit COSM.com now to experience World Cup action live on a gigantic 87-foot wraparound LED display that drops you right in the middle of the pitch. And tickets are also available for the MLB Home Run Derby Monday and the MLB All-Star Game on Tuesday. And it's a rematch of the 2024 World Series on Saturday as the Dodgers and Yankees face off on both Saturday and Sunday. Plus Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, The Matrix, Harry Potter, all in shared reality. Don't forget, there's amazing food and drink options, and the Cosm Deck is an amazing vibe on a warm summer's night. All the fun and all the excitement for sports and entertainment is happening at Cosm. Don't be left out. Visit Cosm.com and secure your unforgettable Cosm experience. That's your Cosm calendar.
DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, California. The Cup is down to its final matches. One trophy, one champion. DraftKings has you covered for every single one. The DraftKings app is now live in California. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in California, the world's biggest stage, in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers. Sign up with code LA710. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code LA710 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. For terms, go to dkng.co/predictions promo.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
First show on the radio, and it's all I listen to all day, and every day I can't wait to listen to you guys.
That is so nice.
So nice, you man.
Mason and Ireland.
These guys are a whole bunch of fools.
Back to the guys.
This Saturday, July 18th, join Sua Cravens, Chris Morales, and Greg Bergman for a live broadcast, 1 p.m., at the Wild Fork Match Day Food Fest in Long Beach. First 400 guests score a free Wild Fork gift card Saturday, 1 o'clock. Admission is free. You can RSVP at ESPNLA.com and click the Wild Fork Long Beach Match Day Food Fest tile. So we are waiting to Quentin Grimes. We're hoping to track him down at some point in this hour. But let me ask you about this. The Lakers have an unsigned player, a guy named Arthur Kaluma.
Kaluma, 24 years old.
Who is playing on their summer league team, and he's kind of killing it. He scored 34 points in a win over Dallas on Saturday night. So far in summer league, he's averaging 20 points on 59% shooting. Saturday was his best performance of the summer. He made 6 threes, 6 of 11, and for the summer, he's shooting 38% from beyond the arc. Have you seen enough to make this guy one of your two-way players, or do you still need to wait? They already have 3 guys reserved in those spots.
I would like to see him on a two-way, John. I'd like to keep him here, especially because of the wing position, the 6'7" frame with the 7'1" wingspan, the ability to shoot, and just watching him play, like there's been some development. He was on our G League team, and you pride yourself on development. This is a guy you want to keep in-house. Don't let him go to someone else. And I'm not sure when he can become a role player or when he joins the big Lakers, but give him some opportunities for sure.
For people saying, well, this guy was undrafted, he's in the G League, this is how Alex Caruso started.
And Austin Reeves.
Yeah. I mean, this happens all the time. Fred VanVleet.
Yeah.
If you think you have one of those guys, if you've lucked out and they've developed him, and Zach Guthrie, the G League coach, is a really good coach, and Zach's been working with him, I think you got to do whatever you need to do to keep him in the fold. Like you said, he may not pop right away, but why not lock him up?
And you know what, Johnny? I think he becomes a household name amongst Laker fans when we see the highlights and we're all talking about him in Summer League. And if you look at his game before he went off for 34, he went for 18 against OKC and was 5 for 5, grabbed 5 rebounds, was 5 for 5 from the free throw line. But hopefully in-house, they've seen a lot from this young man and they believe in him. So maybe they're not surprised he went for 34.
If the Lakers don't get Jonathan Kuminga or Cam Johnson or any of the guys that they are rumored to be interested in.
Who's out there? Tyball's out there.
Yeah.
Zaire Williams still.
What letter grade would you give the Lakers for their offseason?
Right now I'm at a B, and I think it's a strong B because I do love.
They did get younger and more athletic.
I mean, 100%. The only reason why it's not more, John, is because I think they're still doing more moves, and I still think there's a wing out there that they need to get. So I think I'm going to complete my grade when that is done, but I give him a strong B. What about you?
I'm with you. I'd maybe give him a B+ because of how hard it is to
Walker
read.
Kessler maybe makes that a B+.
Yeah. But you're right. I wouldn't give him an A unless they get another wing.
Yeah.
And I wonder, Geet, they won 53 games last year on a team that had LeBron, Rui, Marcus Smart, and Luke Kennard. All of those guys are gone. So is 53 wins expected? It seems to me that this roster has a little less firepower than that one. And if they could get to 50, that would be a really good first year with this group. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 50 has got to be the goal or above. I mean, that's what JJ's done in his first 2 seasons.
Right.
Right? I mean, dropping below that would be, I think, looked at, especially in Laker Nation, as I don't want to say a fail, but a step back, right? And John, I'll say this. I got asked about it all day at the beach on Saturday playing in that volleyball tournament. Like kids
was this Team Fletch? Is that tournament you do every year?
That's the Manhattan Six-Man coming up in a couple weeks. This was called the Sea Right. It's a long-standing tournament. It's a 4-on-4 in Hermosa Beach. Been going on for 68 years. Very family-oriented. And I just get asked a lot by tons of Laker fans are down there. These kids, I've watched them grow up. And basically, John, I said, listen, like there's a plan, and they are in the process of executing it. But it was evident that the Lakers pivoted and said, this is the route we're going. Because when you see Rui going for $28 million for 2 years, Marcus Smart getting what he got, Luke Kennard, LeBron, Jackson Hayes, there was a plan to get younger and athletic, dribble, shooting, passing, the three things JJ wanted, right? High IQ players, playmakers, but the defense obviously has to get in. Listen, Walker Kessler makes you better defensively. Absolutely. Quentin Grimes, who we're going to talk to, is going to have to play a big role, but there's still another piece out there, and that's what keeps me at a B.
I wonder, too, if the Laker fans are going to have the patience that I think is going to be required to let this group develop. Because it seems to me that you can't have it both ways. The overwhelming majority of our listeners not only wanted LeBron gone, they threw a party when they got the news that he was out. It's not dislike, it's hate. They hate him. And they're very glad he's gone. And so if that's what you want, if you want LeBron off the team, then you have to, and you're willing to get younger and get more athletic, which is exactly what Rob went out and got. Younger and more athletic. It's a little disingenuous if you complain if they don't get 50 wins because you're the one who pushed LeBron out the door.
And if you think this can be done in just 1 year, you don't really follow the rules of the NBA. It's almost impossible in 1 year to change a roster completely and make it a number one championship contender. So it's going to take a year or two to get this thing moving, but they are going in the direction they wanted to. And John, it's interesting. I always wanted to ask you this because I've heard you talk on the radio a lot about it, but you're also at all the games. James and I, Rob and I, we go there once a month, right?
Right.
And we do our show from the arena. And I've always heard the underappreciated thing, LeBron, Laker fans. And I've had debates with fans who say, well, I'm a Kobe fan or I'm a Laker fan and he's not a real Laker. And I'm like, hey, let's just appreciate him being here when he's here. And obviously no one probably saw it going 8 years.
Right.
But when I'm at the game,
want him.
But when I'm at the game, he seems very appreciated by fans. In terms of the cheering, in terms of the chants and all that stuff. Did you sense that?
I think when you're paying those prices to go to a game and LeBron is helping you win, you get developed. But, Geet, I can't tell you how many people. Literally, when I was flying to Italy, somebody recognized me on the plane. And so the question I've been asking everybody lately is, did you want the Lakers to keep LeBron or let him go? Let him go almost like if 20 people have, you talk to a lot of the same people I do. If 20 people walked up to me, 19 were let him go. So it's one of those rare circumstances in my career where I've strongly felt that LeBron was a huge reason why we won 50 games each of the last 2 seasons, if not the main reason. And I felt we were lucky to have him, where the audience completely disagrees with me.
Can both be true, John? Where
I don't know.
Can both be true where LeBron can go write his last chapter and do his thing, whatever that final page is going to be, and Laker fans can be ready for just kind of the new thing because we've been in this spot for a couple of years? Or do you think it should have been the other way?
I don't know. But right now I've got the YouTube chat open and here they're already doing stuff like this. This is from VP Gonzo. John already trying to craft a narrative to make excuses for his bosses when they come up short this year. I'm not saying they're going to come up short this year. They could win 55 games. I don't know what they're going to do. But this guy Gonzo, I guarantee you, I don't know him.
Yeah.
Guarantee you wanted LeBron gone.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. All these guys want to have it both ways. They want to say, we don't like LeBron. He's not a Laker. He's not Kobe. Get rid of him. And now they want to complain if we don't win 50 games. Well, LeBron was one of the main reasons why you did. So you can say I'm making excuses, but I'm not because it hasn't happened yet. We haven't played any games yet. Maybe JJ figures out the defense and they win more than 53 games this year. I don't know what's going to happen. That's the kind of fun part of this.
Sure.
Is that it's a blank canvas. And JJ's biggest challenge as a coach is coming right now, is coming to mold this group into a team that can compete defensively. Because I know, are you with me? I think offensively they're going to be fine.
Offensively, they're going to be fine.
Luka,
they have more
Austin.
playmakers.
Yeah.
I like the scoring guard and Colin Sexton. I just think defensively, I without Marcus Smart in a couple of those pieces, and how good is Walker Kessler going to be, John? That is a major thing because he has to be huge on the defensive end.
Yeah. So, and hopefully we'll track him down. All right, we're going to try and do icebreakers unless Quentin calls, and then we'll talk to him. But Geeter's in for Mace. I'm John Ireland. Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
I wanted the U.S. to win.
No, I don't think so.
I did.
Nah,
I just didn't believe they would win. So here's the difference between you and me.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm a realist, and you're not.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Because I believe.
I am not going to fool myself into believing something that I don't believe.
Oh, I believe.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Looking for paint that actually lasts? Vista Paint delivers expert quality, rich color, and pro-trusted durability, backed by over 60 years of experience. From your home to your next big project, we've got you covered. Vista Paint, since 1956.
This summer's biggest football watch party experience is happening at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. No matter who you're rooting for, Mercado Gonzalez is your soccer fan paradise. Surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, grab fire asada tacos, slow braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more while you cheer on your team with the entire Mercado. Mercado Gonzalez, your soccer fan paradise this summer. Every single knockout match is available at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
John Ireland here, and when it comes to vodka, I like a winner, and Blue Ice Vodka delivers. America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce, and made from Idaho potatoes. Clean, smooth, no additives. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows, fun shows.
Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
All right, Mason and Ireland, and joining us right now, where he's hanging out with the Lakers Summer League team in Las Vegas, is one of the newest Lakers, Quentin Grimes. Quentin, thank you for doing this, man. Welcome to the Lakers. How are you?
I'm all good, man. I'm got to go right up for good. Session workouts here in Vegas is going great, man.
Well, it is great to have you. One of the things that when you can kind of pick your own team is, I know why the Lakers wanted you. We needed to get younger. We needed to get more athletic. Luka likes you as a teammate. Why were you interested in the Lakers? Why was this a good fit from your end?
I think everybody wants to be wanted as a player, and I feel like there was a lot of mutual interest between me and the Lakers for a while now. And then nobody expected Luka to be with the Lakers, and we had a good little run with Dallas. I knew JJ, I knew Jared Vanderbilt, I knew Kurt Rambis and stuff like that already. So, and Greg St. Jean and everybody. So it was kind of like a no-brainer and a great fit, honestly.
Quentin Grimes, how are you, man? It's Geeter. I work over at Spectrum, filling in for Mace today. Really excited you're a part of Lakers Nation. How much did opportunity play a role for you in terms of what kind of role you would have for the Lakers?
Yeah, that was really one of the biggest selling points. I'm talking with JJ and them, having them being able to pitch me what my role would like, coming in and have a pretty big offensive role within the team, but also having a big leadership role on defensive end as well, taking on that challenge every night of guarding the best players and winning that responsibility. I want to have that challenge every night. So that was really one of the biggest two main things when I was shooting in free agency.
Quentin Grimes is our guest. Quentin, you're uniquely qualified to answer this question because you played with Luka and you've played against Luka. So you've had to guard him and you've had him as a teammate. I mean, these guys at the top of the league that are, the mega superstars all have a different reason why they're there. In your opinion, what makes Luka? What makes him so hard to guard and so good on the offensive end?
I think it's really just his pace. Like, nobody in the NBA is really like 6'8" with that pace. And he plays with his own rhythm, his own cadence, and then he's big enough to just put you on his hip and just bump and just shoot a fader over you, or he can get all the way downhill and make plays. He got a one-of-one vision out there on the court. So his size and pace is just one-of-one, and it makes it hard. He put 60 on my head when I was in New York, so I'm not on that end of that anymore. So I'm good. I get to go on the offensive end back with him again for sure. So he's just his pace is just one-of-one in the NBA, really.
Does he remind you of that?
You said what?
Does he remind you of that,
remind
Luka?
you that he dropped 60 on you?
Nah. Even when he was in Dallas, thank God he didn't remind me of that. We'd have had some problems. There's been a lot of one-on-ones, but nah, it was all good. Though we had a really good relationship. He was the first one to text me right when the news broke within like 5 minutes. So, but now that's my guy for sure. It's gonna be a lot of fun playing with him again.
Listen, Quentin. Marcus Smart is gone. He is now in Houston. When people look at the Laker team right now as it is constructed, no one is really worried about offense, but the defense will be where the challenge lies once again. What will your role be defensively for this team? What do you need to do to make this team good defensively?
Yeah, taking on that challenge, being a point of attack defender that I have been for my for 4 or 5 years in the NBA. Tibbs did a great job with me in New York, teaching me the ropes of how to be a pro and giving me that challenge early on in my career in New York. My first year, second year, and taking on the role of guarding the best players. So being back here, with JJ already talked about it and whatnot, just being in elite shape, elite condition, and take on that challenge every night. And I feel like I'll be super prepared and super ready to take on that challenge every night.
Quentin Grimes is our guest, one of the new Lakers who will join the team for the first time this year. And Quentin, if we study your roster, you went to college at Kansas, you went to college at Houston, so you got some nice weather when you were in college. But since you've been in the NBA, except for those 47 games in Dallas, you have been back east in the cold. You were in New York. You were in Philly. What's it like for you now? Do you have to basically get a whole new wardrobe because you had a bunch of winter coats and thick coats that are now going to stay in a box?
Yeah, that was the first thing my mom said. She was like, "Thank God we can get rid of your winter coats now. we can just a bunch of T-shirts and shorts." I think we worked out for like a week. We was out there, and I get done working out, and it's 85, no breeze, feeling good. So it's definitely a major selling point as well for sure in free agency, being out west.
Quentin, what jumps out at you about the Laker roster other than Luka? You know Luka, you played with him. I mentioned you played against him.
Yeah.
What do you know about Austin, about Walker Kessler, about some of the other guys that you'll be playing with?
Yeah, AR, he had a fantastic season last year. Well deserving of the contract that he got and everything. He's one of the best scorers for sure in the NBA probably. Walker, one of the best rim protectors. Him, he played, it was like 4 or 5 games last year. But everybody knows what he does. Nobody wants to go in that paint. 7'2" guy, he's going to block shots. So this is going to give us a definite advantage if people aren't going to go in that paint. So we can guard and put pressure on the ball even more, knowing we got Big Walker down in the paint holding it down. And then even we got guys like Colin, like Dog, Mamu Dog already been out here getting work in. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I feel like we're going to surprise some people for sure how good we are and clicking on all cylinders, I think.
Quentin, you're 26 years old. You're coming off a couple of good seasons where you've improved every single year. So you're at that age, right, where you start to really get things going. You're established in this league. You got a nice contract. You earned it. When you go into the lab, when you're working towards training camp and you're coming to a new team like the Los Angeles Lakers, what are you personally trying to get better at?
This year, like I said, I knew I was going to have a little more bigger offensive role. You got to know who you're playing with. Luka, he sets you up for any run, of course. You just make sure I'm in those corners, getting those corner threes up. But also, I know I have the ball in my hands a lot, coming off pick and roll, making plays. I feel like my last 2 seasons in Dallas and Philly, I was really able to kind of show my whole packages offensively, making reads, whether that's creating a shot for me or creating a shot for my teammates. So I feel like knowing that, coming into that, I've been working on that the whole time and working with the couple of player development guys here already. So it's been phenomenal, honestly.
Quentin Grimes is our guest. Quentin, you're in Vegas. We're not. We're here. We're watching the games on TV. But this guy, Arthur Kaluma, looks like he can play a little bit. He had a 34-point game against Dallas on Saturday night. Does he look like an NBA player to you? What are your thoughts on this kid?
Nah, for sure. You can tell, guys who got a little bit different swagger, different attention to detail during the game, a little bit more of a pop and aggressiveness. And you can tell that from the jump at the game last game. We were watching it. he's shooting the ball. Every time he shot it, we thought we was going in on the sideline. Me, Colin, Bronny, we was like, it was good. Every time he shot it, he just plays with different confidence and different kind of swagger. So he definitely an NBA player for sure. No, it's 100%.
Quentin, you've been through the playoffs in New York and now Philadelphia, and I know it was probably hard, but I'm sure being a hooper, you continued to watch. You saw the Knicks win it. It's kind of a two-part question, but, you know, the playoffs are just different, man. It's officiated differently. The play is differently. The game slows down, more half-court sets. What did you learn about yourself and just about the league when you watched those playoffs and you were a part of them?
Yeah, I mean, you got to take it one game at a time. You know, I mean, we got down 3-1 in Philly, and we know, you got to take it one game at a time. We went to Boston, got Game 5 in Boston, then we got to go back to Philly. Like you said, take it one game at a time. You can't worry about it. Game 7, and we got Game 6 in Philly. You go to Boston now the pressure's back on Boston, and then so now you playing. Now you don't have as much pressure on yourself because you weren't even really supposed to be in that position, but it's officiated different. You're not calling fouls. Everybody's playing extremely hard. You got to come in with the right mindset every game. And just if you lose one game, it's only one game. It's best out of 7, and that was our mindset in Philly. We kind of shocked, did a special thing coming out from 3-1, and then ran into New York, who's on the heater. And we caught him at the wrong time, and it just be like that sometimes.
Hey, Quinn, I hope you understand how much we're going to love you because you beat Boston, and Boston sucks, and you were down 3-1, and it was awesome, and I love you for it.
Yeah, Quentin, you got to get rid of all your green. Sure. You got to get rid of any green clothes you have. You got to put those away until you're done playing for the Lakers.
I know the problem is green is my favorite color, but I'm putting that aside for right now. I'm putting that aside.
Yeah, you just got to wear it at home when no one's looking. All right, last thing for me. This is a weird one. You have a half brother. At least I think this is true. It's on. You never know. Some of this stuff on the internet can be fake, but according to the internet, Quentin, you have a maternal half brother, Tyler Myers, who is a professional ice hockey player. You are the only pair of brothers ever to play in the NBA and the NHL, which are two completely different skill sets. So my question is, can he hoop? Can Tyler hoop? And can you play hockey? Does either one of you guys have the skill that the other one has?
I think my brother got me beat on that with my dad. He raised my dad raised him a little bit when he was younger. He said he had a nice little crossover, but I don't skate. I'm from the South, from Texas. I don't even think we have an ice rink down there. But I just picked the basketball, and I wish I had a little bit of his height because he's 6'8". So if I had a couple of inches of height on that side, I think it'd be talking a whole different conversation. But I mean, my mom, she brags on my dad that she got the best genes in the family because she's the one with 2 sons in the NBA and NHL, so it's great. From my mom's standpoint, of having 2 sons playing professional sports for sure.
Love it.
Hey, Quentin, real quick, do you golf?
Nah, I don't. Y'all ain't going to catch me out there. I'm not going to lie.
Awesome. Good. We have a lot of guys golfing. You don't need to. You get in the lab.
I was going to say, don't play. Do not. Hey, Quentin, here's my first tip. I'm the Laker radio play-by-play guy, so you and I are going to see a lot of each other. Austin Reeves is a really nice guy, but he will sucker you into playing golf. Yeah. Don't do it.
And then take your money.
That guy's like a professional golfer, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not the guy you can sucker in easily. I'm good. I'll be watching on the cart. I'll drive around on the caddy. Was it the caddy or something like that?
Yes, dude, just chilling in the cart.
I'll drive around on the golf cart.
All right, man. Well,
exactly.
Listen, welcome to the Lakers. It's great to have you here. Look forward to seeing you in person, and have a great rest of your summer, man. Glad you're here.
That's my man. Appreciate y'all having me. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Quentin. There is Quentin Grimes.
Good work, Johnny.
And, isn't that weird that he has a 6'8" brother who plays ice hockey?
Did you just do a deep dive to
It's on his Wikipedia page,
gotcha,
but I didn't know if it's true. But it is.
I can't wait for you, Game 2, maybe you and Michael got a little dead time. You're going in on that, right?
Michael has never played hockey in his life. And Michael, like Quentin's mom, raised 3 professional athletes.
Amazing.
All 3 of Michael's kids. Yeah. All right, Em, you want to jam icebreakers in here or hold it to 1:15? Okay, let's do icebreakers real quick. Okay. Emily's got it. By the way, I'm in the black now, right? I'm starting to creep up.
Here's where we're sitting. So the others, which includes you, Geeter. So the others have 19 points.
Okay.
Mace has 6 points. John, you have 3. Brian, you're not on the board yet.
Okay.
Here we go for 10 points. I was born in 1959, and I was also born on the same day as Marcia Gay Harden.
Okay.
You know her exact date of birth. It is helpful.
Okay.
For 9 points, I've appeared in an episode of the show Empire, Malcolm in the Middle, and The Simpsons.
Okay.
For 8 points, I was the Grand Marshal of the 2026 Rose Parade, and I was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2025.
John, aren't you supposed to get this right away? You're so good at these things.
There's a person I'm thinking, but it's not him. Go ahead.
I have worked for ESPN for 6 points. I played for one team my entire career, and I was a number 1 overall pick.
Oh, come on.
59.
So he's in his 60s.
Worked for ESPN.
Worked for ESPN. All right, keep
5
going.
points. I participated in what is still the most watched men's college basketball national
Magic Johnson.
championship. Yep, you're right, Geeter. It is Magic Johnson.
Wait a second. He was the Grand Marshal of the Rose Bowl. Of course, I knew that.
How did I not get
I
that?
was really trying to make it so that you don't get on the first question
No,
for
I was
Magic.
dude, he wasn't even in my thought. And then the
Yep, good for you.
Marshal.
Yeah, all right, so you give 5 points to the others. And I can tell you that Icebreakers is sponsored by Blue Ice Vodka, America's largest potato vodka, double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce and made from Idaho potatoes. Clean, smooth, no additives. Blue Ice, premium taste, nothing extra. All right, so it's time for Sports Graffiti, and you guys can go any way you want. You can talk about the World Cup. You can talk about the Dodgers. You can talk about the Lakers. You can talk about the Rams. You can talk about us. It's your segment. You can take it wherever you want to go. 877-710-3776. That's the phone number. Emily just opened the phones. 877-710-3776. Sports Graffiti will take your phone calls coming up next. In the meantime, if you are hiring, it's time to bench those other hiring sites and let ZipRecruiter help you build a winning team. With ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire, you get the right fit for any role fast. As Ian Siegel, the guy who invented ZipRecruiter, says, they don't leave anything to chance. ZipRecruiter's smart matching technology starts showing your job to qualified candidates immediately. That's why over 4.8 million businesses have trusted ZipRecruiter to hire. And here's the best part. 4 out of 5 employers, 4 out of 5, it's actually a little higher than that, 83%, who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. No wonder they're the number 1 rated hiring site in the game based on G2. You can use it right now for free if you are hiring. Post your job at this website, ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Sports Graffiti next. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
And in Miami, at one time, at the Fontainebleau Hotel, they set up a wrestling ring.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
So I went down there to meet some buddies of mine, and Hervey, they're like, oh, dude, you're going to love Jason Hervey. He's the older brother from the Wonder Years, and he's a huge wrestling fan. So I meet him, and I was like, oh, man, I really wish I knew how to, be a pro wrestler. And he's like, oh, I do. I know how. I'm like, how's that? He goes, oh, I learned from the Von Erich brothers. I'm like, you're kidding me. He's like, no. So he takes me into the ring, and he starts beating the ever-living hell out of me. And I'm like, okay, well, now I want to body slam you, or I want to give you a belly-to-back souffle, or I want to give you a flare chop.
A souffle?
And, dude, he wouldn't let me do any moves on him. He's like, no, you're learning, so you have to be on the receiving end, not on the giving end.
Oh.
And so he was the giver, and I was the receiver.
Oh.
And I'll tell you right now, for about 20 minutes, he beat the ever-living hell out of me.
Wayne Arnold got you.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Dive in Saturdays at Oasis Pool. It's just like going to the movies, except the floor's a lot wetter. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
SoCal's best outdoor movie theater. Dive in movie night at Oasis Pool every Saturday.
Number 2.
The biggest soccer watch party of the year is at Sideline Sports Bar the 19th. Meet the players from Ave Alta.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Chevy Silverado truck the 26th.
Morongo. Good times.
Think premium meat has to come with a premium price? Not at Wild Fork Foods. Get Brazilian beef tenderloin for only $10 a pound. Yes, $10 a pound. And Atlantic salmon portions for just $9.98 a pound. That's steakhouse and seafood house quality at home. Everything is blast frozen to lock in flavor and nutrients. Shop one of their 11 locations or order online for same-day delivery. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods. Quality meat, wild prices.
Los Angeles, your Rams have reloaded, and they're ready to kick off their 2026 campaign. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett joins reigning MVP Matthew Stafford to lead the Rams into massive matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, Packers, and more. To experience every matchup live and enjoy home playoff ticket access, plus interest-free monthly payment plans and stadium event pre-sale access, visit therams.com/2026. Again, that is therams.com/2026. Get your Rams season tickets today.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace. And I'm Ireland. And John, we are friends with Jacob and Ronnie, who is like the guy if you're involved in any kind of accident.
So if you get in an accident, what's your first thought? Like, what do I do? Where should I go? Who should I talk to? This is easy. You just call Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Yeah, I mean, the car's totaled. Who do you count on? The adjuster calls. Who do you count on? When you can't work, who do you count on? When your kid is hurt, who do you count on? Count on Jacob.
Again, that number is 800-345-6789. Just put it in your phone. Once you got it in your phone, then you don't have to think if one of these things happens to you. You counted on Jacob, and it worked out great for you.
Absolutely did. 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Hey, LA, it's Bethel Duran, and let me tell you about the summer deals that are sizzling right now at Northridge and Wonders Toyota. How about a brand new 2026 Tacoma for just $259 a month for 36 months plus tax? $259 for a brand new Toyota Tacoma? It's got to be Northridge and Wonders Toyota.
Lease based on 2026 Tacoma model 7146. Total SRP $39,199. Lease and purchase amount of $29,007. $49.99 due at signing, includes first month's payment and $750 acquisition fee. Security deposit may be required on approved credit. Tax, title, license are extra. Excludes dealer dock fee of $80. Offer ends 7/31/2026.
The home of the Lakers, and now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And you know it's time for Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland. This is where you call in and talk to the fellas.
877-710-ESPN.
That's right, that number is back. It's not a mistake. Big voice guy, do it one more time.
877-710-ESPN.
You get to talk to Mason and Ireland during Sports Graffiti, and we know everybody loves Mason and Ireland.
Rick Vega, I'm the reigning champ of the Mason and Ireland Poker Invitational.
Gregory Mendez, Port Hueneme, California.
Why do you want Mason and Ireland?
Well, I love them because they're there every day for me. They're consistently giving out some funny takes, being goofy, and to be honest, we need it in a time like this, so I love it.
Let's do it. Sports Graffiti time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Chris McGee, Geeter, pinch hitting for Mason, and it's time for Sports Graffiti. One line open, that's it. 877-710-3776. Every other line is jammed, and we start with Walrus in Encino. Walrus, haven't talked to you in a while. How are you?
Good, John. How y'all doing? Good afternoon. Geeter and Emily and BC. All right, so real quickly, the sport that does the fouling the best in terms of how they handle it is hockey. You don't get kicked out of the game. The other team gets an advantage. Emily, I agree with her. Skubal needs to be picked up by the Dodgers. Godfather in that contract. It's not going to be easier after this new one. And then Sandro Mamush Kelishvili. I really think that this year it's going to be about whether he or Rui Hachimura proves to be the better player. I think that was a big loss. Finally, great interview with Quentin Grimes. I'm stoked about that dude after that interview. That was awesome. Have a great day.
All right, thanks, Walrus, for the phone call. By the way, Geet,
that's a good call, right?
Have you practiced
Yeah.
how to say Mamu's full name? Because I have an easy way to remember it if you need it. You ready?
Mamush
Good. Try it.
Wait, hold on. Now I'm all messed up.
Now I'm going to help you. Ready?
Kushvili.
You do it in three parts.
Okay,
And then
Mamu.
you just do it fast. Mamu.
Yep.
Kelos. Vili. Now say them fast.
Mamu Kelos Vili.
Boom. You got it.
Let's go, Johnny.
It's one
more
you and I-
time, Johnny. Mamu.
Yep. Kelos. Vili. Now just like a golf swing.
Mamu
Add
Kelos
speed
Vili.
at the
Mamu
end.
Kelos Vili.
Yeah, there you go. Very good. Robin in Long Beach. Hey, Robin, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
What's up, guys? Good afternoon.
I hear a lot of people complaining, like you said, Laker fans who are happy LeBron's gone and they talked all this trash about him. What I don't hear from those fans are basketball-related reasons for that disdain towards him. It's all this stuff with his social media and his off-the-court persona. I couldn't care one bit less what these guys do off the court. LeBron was a tremendous asset to this team for a long time, and I am very, very grateful to him as a Lakers fan for his presence. I'm a big fan of his, and I wish him all the best. But I've never heard a basketball reason why so many Laker fans want him gone. It doesn't make any sense, John.
Well, you're just – thank you for the call, Robin. You're echoing what I've been arguing for months. And what I have found is that, Geet, it is not on the court that the fans have a problem with. It's the off-the-court stuff, the passive-aggressive stuff, but to me, I've always felt, and Mason and I are different in this way. Mason's big on culture, on chemistry, stuff like that. Every team I've ever covered have guys that hate each other on it. I mean, like, not dislike, hate.
I mean, listen, every team I was ever on, there's always a couple of guys that you don't vibe with.
Right. So if and LeBron makes you better on the court. That's why I was always in favor of it. But I'm also excited about younger, more athletic, and see where it takes us.
Me too.
Chris in Fort Worth. Hey, Chris, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How are you?
Good, Chris. Good. How are you?
Good. Just have a couple of points. First and foremost, just wanted to ask, as far as Jonathan Kuminga goes, is he Kuminga or is he not Kuminga? That's one. And as far as the open slot, is it feasible now for the Lakers to say, you know what, let's just take a step back, see what the team we have going is going to work out, and sometime later on down the line, try to kind of get that 15 spot in? And what is the status of maybe a Peyton Watson or Zaire Williams? Are those still feasible? And
okay, all good questions, Chris. Let me first start with this. The guys I talk to that know the NBA really well, like the Laker beat writers and national guys, they all think that Kuminga will not announce where he's going until LeBron goes first. Because when LeBron goes, let's say LeBron doesn't go to Cleveland. I think he's going to Cleveland. But, Geet, if he doesn't go to Cleveland, Kuminga would be a perfect fit there.
And they'll have some money for him.
Right. If he does go to Cleveland, I think Kuminga, it's more likely that he comes here. But if what he wants is money, if that's his driving force, the Lakers can't pay him more than another team could. So we wouldn't be getting him. I used to think it was 50-50 if we're going to get Kuminga. I now think it's gone. I'm now 55-45 no. I think that there's just a slight, still a really good chance we get him, 45%. But I'm 55%, probably not, 45% we get him.
Yeah, and I know you've had Jovan on this team, on this show as well, and he breaks down the cap. I mean, the Watts, I believe he asked about Watson. That's a very different price than a guy like Zaire Williams. Zaire is going to be cheap.
I can see us getting
Watson's
Zaire.
A restricted free agent.
Strangely, Zaire played with Bronny at Sierra Canyon.
Played with Bronny, knows LeBron, knows the family.
And there isn't a huge demand for his services, so you can get him at your price.
And Tybalt, Matisse.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just a guy at this point, but who knows?
Yeah.
And I want to see, I'm interested in them giving a two-way spot to this guy Kaluma and seeing if he can play. I think we're at a rare point in our history. This, Geet, I pound on the table. Star-driven town. We're down to one star in Luka. Now, Austin could become a star. Walker Kessler could become a star, but neither one has ever been an all-star yet. Yeah. So we've got some experimentation room here to try young athletic guys and see if they work. This guy Kaluma, let's put him on the roster.
Adu's going to get more time.
I think Adu Thero is really good.
John, I liked your percentage on Kuminga as well, just to go back to that, because I think I thought it was going to go down when I thought maybe there was going to be a sign and trade and Vando was going to be involved. That was going to open up more room, and you would get him for like 20. He doesn't want the 10 to 20 for 2, right? He wants more, and the Lakers are trying to offer the opportunity, Malik Monk style, like, listen, come here.
Yep.
Trust us. Put on that uniform. Play with Luke and AR, win, and this is what happens.
Here's Andrew in West Covina. Hey, Andrew, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I just want to give a shout-out to West Covina American Little League. We got our second section game tonight against Glendora. I think it's 1A and 1B playing for a chance to go to state.
Well,
good. Give a shout out to my son Josiah on the team.
All right, Josiah, bring it home, man. Good luck to your group, and a good night to be playing. No baseball game, so there's the game to watch.
A good friend of mine.
No World Cup.
Yeah, a good family friend of mine, Danny Boley. He was the manager of El Segundo. You know, Danny used to own Fonz's.
And I think you helped us get him on after that.
Yes, he used to own Fonz's. Very dear friend of my son Quinn. That was one of the most glorious runs of all time.
Yeah, that was awesome. They won the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Let's go to Solomon in Lake Balboa. Hey, Solomon, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, guys, thanks so much. Talking World Cup here. To those that are disappointed with the United States, which I am as well, take a look at this stat. There's been 22 World Cup champions, 11 from Europe, 1 from England, 10 from South America. Look at your Final Four. The world has tried to crack that, not just America. So don't be that disappointed. That's the cream of the crop, and, good luck in the future.
All right, thank you, Solomon. And by the way, that's interesting what Andres Cantor said to Mason. Doesn't matter how many teams are in the field. It'll be the same 4 or 5 teams in it every year, and he's right. The 4 teams are all blue bloods.
But it is who we are, John. We always want to be in the hunt. We want to believe we're getting better, and I believe we did. I just think you and I are on the same page. We're not happy the way we went out, and I think that's okay. I don't think anybody is.
Here's Michael in Woodland Hills. Hey, Michael, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you for taking my call, John. How are you today?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Doing well. Well, I'm a long-suffering Angel fan. I go back to the Jim Fregosi era.
Okay.
So do any of your sources indicate that Artie Moreno is close to selling the team? Because he's really put on quite a clown show for many years.
I don't think he's close to selling the team, unfortunately, Michael, and that is the problem. The fish stinks from the head. I don't know if they're ever going to be able to produce a consistent winning team if Artie is the owner. He meddles. He goes over his GM's head. Geeter, to me, the right thing to do, and he would make a fortune, is to sell the Angels for market value and let somebody else have a crack. As a matter of fact,
I agree.
I have a crazy idea that people don't think could ever be executed, but I disagree. Sports leagues make their own rules. They have charters, and they make salary caps, so they do whatever they want. If I was one of the 4 major sports leagues, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, I would have it as part of my charter that if you buy a team and you don't have a winning season for 10 years, 10 consecutive years, you have to sell your team at market value.
So good.
I mean, and then we'd be rid of Artie.
Because what's the point, right?
But Michael, until that happens, I'm afraid you're stuck with him. Em, do you want to keep? Let's do one more segment. Every line's jammed, so a lot of good calls today. A bonus Sports Graffiti coming up next. When a line opens, 877-710-3776. 877-710-3776. More Sports Graffiti next. ESPN LA.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
Albert Pujols is a Cardinal. Albert Pujols is a St. Louis Cardinal, MVPs, World Series. He's a Cardinal, okay? Yes. And no matter how many years he played in Anaheim, he was going to be a Cardinal. It didn't matter. And that's what it feels like with LeBron. Like, successful, championship, here a long time, played really hard, was by all accounts a good teammate, was pretty good with the media. I mean, as good as somebody that famous can be with the media. And it's like, I cannot come up with any sort of comp where a guy, one, was here for a long time, generally well-liked. Like, there isn't some ugly incident on the blotter where you're like, yeah, man, that turned everybody. None of that.
No.
And it's like, yep, thank you, bye. And he's like, yep, thank you, bye. It's not like they slammed the door and he's looking around like, what the hell happened?
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
You already know how to count. You already know who to call. Simple counting pattern that lands on Jacob every time. 800-345-6789.
So basically, if you can count to 9, you can count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, California. The Cup is down to its final matches. One trophy, one champion. DraftKings has you covered for every single one. The DraftKings app is now live in California. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in California, the world's biggest stage, in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers. Sign up with code LA710. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code LA710. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. For terms, go to dkng.co/predictions promo.
John Ireland here. You want a vodka that's championship caliber? Look for Blue Ice Vodka at Ralph's, America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce. Classic, huckleberry, or double espresso. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you have saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's Gusto.com. Gusto.com.
When you're planning your next job, options matter. Now in stock at Lowe's. Get the roofing brands you trust, including GAF, Owens Corning, and CertainTeed, with more colors to choose from. Shingles and accessories are in stock and ready to go. And when you're on the clock, we help keep you on schedule. Order by 4 p.m. and get next day job site delivery on select items as early as 6:30 a.m. At Lowe's, we have your back on the job. Delivery Monday through Saturday in select zip codes, subject to availability.
Mason and Ireland.
They say nobody loses like
sneaky
Steve
bastard.
Mason.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it pays to be a loser, people.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
If you're a loser, it pays.
Back to the guys.
All right, today it's Geeter and Ireland. Chris McGee sitting in for Mace, and every line is jammed. Here's Cameron in Lake Forest. Hey, Cameron, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead. Cameron, you there?
Yeah.
Apparently not. Nick in L.A. Hey, Nick, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
What's up, John? What's up, Geets?
How we doing,
Nick?
Nick? I love you. I love you both. You guys are two of the best in the business. Love you my whole life, man. You know, I've been a Laker fan since the '80s. Die hard Laker fan since I was 12 years old. Grew up with Magic and Kareem. First of all, I want to say that so all these people, John, and maybe your survey is skewed. I think it is because the Lakers are. I would argue, John, the Lakers are bigger than the NBA. I work with international people in what I do, and I talk to people from all around the world all the time. The Lakers are huge all over the planet.
So, Nick, the way I explain that to people is if you gave me, Geeter, I can pick from any past Laker, but I can only take Lakers, and I gave you the whole rest of the NBA. All right? My starting lineup, Nick, would be Magic Johnson and Kobe Bryant at guards, and I would have a front line of LeBron, Kareem, and Shaq. And I would have Elgin Baylor, James Worthy,
Jerry
and
West
Wilt coming off the bench. So you're right. In a lot of ways, the Lakers dwarf the league when it comes to, like, all-time Hall of Fame greatness.
That's right. So that being said, I think the popularity, given that, around the popularity around the world, you're going to have a lot of people who are loudmouths who don't even know the game, people who have their own personal dumb reasons for wanting things the way they want them. And I have never, ever, ever understood this asinine idea that you can loving Kobe and loving LeBron are mutually exclusive. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And as a previous caller said, there's no basketball reason you can ever give anybody why the Lakers are better without LeBron.
Well,
he's done nothing but elevate.
I'm telling you, if you could walk in our shoes, in my shoes, in Geeter's shoes, in Mason's shoes, every Laker fan I meet in person, and obviously because people know what we look like, Geet, they'll walk right up to us and just how the Lakers are going to be this year. Nick, I would say 19 out of 20, I always ask the question, did you want LeBron to stay or go? 19 of the 20 say I wanted him gone. I don't.
Well, that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me, John. But given all that, I have a question. Given all that, John, I do have a question. There's a rumor circulating out there that I don't know if it's a ruse or who knows what the logic is behind it. But just maybe, LeBron returns to the Lakers. Is there any chance at all you could see that happening? But they got a young team. I mean, he's a missing link that will put us over the edge.
I would. I literally would bet my house, Nick, that is not happening.
It's a nice house. I was there this weekend.
Yeah, it is. It is not. No, there is no scenario, none. Let me assure all the Laker fans out there that are worried about that because for whatever reason, most of them don't want him. Geeter, that would be one of the biggest about faces in the history of the Lakers if they reconsidered and welcomed LeBron back. And
I have heard it, but I just
and for a lot of reasons, it was a really Emily. Don't you think it was a really clean breakup?
Yeah, they said thank you. Both the Jeannie Buss said thank you to LeBron. LeBron said no, thank you. Like it just feels like it was the divorce that needed to happen, and there is absolutely no chance.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's go to Em. How do you pronounce that name on line 6?
That's Vache in Burbank.
Vache in Burbank. Hi, Vache. You're on Sports Graffiti.
What's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I'll take your comments afterwards, but I wanted to say 3 things. First of all, I completely agree with Emily that called. Lionel Messi should have had a red card and been kicked out and suspended for that first game that he got a foul. I forget who they were playing. And the referee came out and said afterwards that VAR told him not to go and check. All right, so he should have been suspended. So he's been protected, and he's going to be protected until I don't know what this run is going to get. Secondly, LeBron lately was not playing any defense. He was a liability out there. And for us to give the farm and everyone else traded because of him to get here, that killed our future. And we're still waiting. We're still working to get that back. Or else we would have been San Antonio right now or OKC with all of our young talent that we had and we gave away. Third of all, whoever that says U.S. had any chance in the World Cup to make it as far as they did does not know soccer whatsoever. So that's all I wanted to say about that. The fact that U.S. made it this far, we should celebrate rather than say what happened and what went wrong. Thanks, guys.
Right.
I love the show.
Thank you, Vache. Appreciate your call. Hey, it's Ken in Newport Beach.
There
Ken,
he is.
Ken is a regular on the Lakers postgame show, big Dodger fan. Ken, long time no talk. How are you?
Hey, good to hear from you, and both of you.
What's up, Ken?
Before I get on the subject of the Dodgers,
yeah,
I live pretty close to the owner of the Angels, Mr. Billboard, and we got in a yelling match about a year ago.
I bet.
When I mentioned how in the world did you get nothing for Ohtani? Nobody could ever do that, and you managed to do that. Anyway. That was a nice yelling.
It's a very fair. It's a very fair point, in my opinion, Ken. What's your Dodgers take?
Okay, so they're 2-5 in the last 7. During that period, they're batting .221. They've got their left fielder Hernandez batting .090 since he's come back. You got Muncy batting .130, and he's now has 9 errors, 4 in the last 8 games. And if people think, it's no big deal, they're way far ahead. They come the Yankees, then Philadelphia, and then the Mets on the road. That's 9 more games. The way they're playing right now, I would be concerned with their batting average, their hitting, their errors that are going on.
But Ken,
wouldn't you?
Here's the I all your points are factual, but here's also some facts. They've won 60 games. They're better. This sweep of the Diamondbacks over the weekend is the first time they've been swept all year. And they've been devastated by injuries. You talked about some of them. Geeter, you mentioned them earlier. Bet's out for months. Hernandez out for a month. Muncy out.
Tommy
Edman out. Ken, no matter what happens to them, bad play, error, injuries, they have the best record in baseball. So why should the Dodgers be concerned?
Well, They have the highest payroll in baseball also. And they're playing horrible, and their hitting is bad right now. And I'm not crazy about it. I'm not saying, oh, they're going to go down the drain, but they certainly have some problems. And I think they need to be fixed. Defense, running the bases, and offense are the main things right now that's killing them.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, Ken. Good to hear from you.
When you go for 162, you're going to have stretches. I mean, the way I look at it, right before they lost 3 in a row, they were 12-4. They win every single series.
Go ahead, Em.
I feel like this is like criticizing your employee on the day before they leave for Christmas break. Everybody is just looking forward to the vacation. And so I think this is going to be all solved after All-Star break.
I heard a great saying about baseball once, Geet. Every team, all 30 of them, is going to win 60 games. And every team is going to lose 60 games. It's what you do with the other 42 that matters. So we're really arguing over a 42-game stretch. And the Dodgers, when the chips are down, when the game is on the line, have been unbelievable. I don't think they're going to win 3 in a row because it's really hard, but I probably wouldn't bet against it.
I mean,
they're
the
going
odds
to be
are
the
that
favorites.
they won't. My youngest daughter asked me the other day, are the Dodgers going to win again? She's 15 years old.
Yeah.
And I said, they are going to have an opportunity to win. They are going to be favored most likely to win. It doesn't mean, especially in baseball, you will. But the fact that they're going to be right there, because it's so hard to win 3 in a row, they're going to have a chance. As good as anybody.
Here's Sharon in Los Feliz. Hey, Sharon, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Sharon.
Hi, guys. How the hell are you both?
We're both great.
Great.
Sharon, good to hear from you.
All right. I'm just going to lay it out real quick. This is what's bothering me. I just want to ask LeBron James one question. How does it feel to be so perfect? In other words, for the last 7 years after he won the championship, he's been here. Suddenly now we are chopped liver. Now the man, I want to ask him, how does it feel to take your finger and go, let me see, I'll take that team or that team, and we're going to win. You know, I want to know exactly how does it feel to have that power to decide in your own mind, delusionally, you're going to win. What the hell were we for 7 years? Nothing? What was the Lakers to LeBron? It blows my mind. This guy sits around and decides where he's going to go. To be honest, I'm insulted.
Thank you, Sharon. That was an excellent rant. And I think, Geeter, that sums up how the majority of our listeners feel. You can never say, you can never generalize and say everybody's like this, but the majority of our listeners, the most people that call and voice their opinion are just like Sharon. Want nothing to do with them.
But, I mean, you can appreciate his time here, John, as I've been saying, and also be okay with him leaving. I think where she is annoyed is the fact that he is kind of has the white, they got the whiteboard, Rich Paul, they're picking whatever team they want. But that's just Sharon. Sharon's ready to move on, it sounded like, John.
All right, coming up next, the latest on the Rams. And there was a sighting over the weekend that should get Ram fans very, very excited. We'll tell you what it is. Coming up next, Geeter in for Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA. Geeter, how's your water at your house?
John, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I need a solution.
You need a Life Source whole house water system. Ever since I put it in, and Geeter and I are neighbors in Manhattan Beach, Geeter, I take a shower, I get out naked, do a happy dance, and then suck on the tap because the water is that clean.
Just the
that
tap?
pure.
Just the tap?
Any tap. It goes to all the taps in your house. I did it. Morales did it. We are converts to a Life Source whole house water system. All the water in your house, the stuff you use for drinking, cooking, showering, and washing, will be healthier every single day. And here's the best part. No salt, no regular maintenance, no worry about changing filters. They've figured it out. So they come out one time, set you up with a Life Source whole house system, and every tap in your house, as soon as you open it, cool, crisp, clean water.
Why don't we all have this?
It's a very good question, but it's a phone call away. Call the Life Source Water California factory at 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. Again, that's 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. Life Source Water. Taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
The second half of the MLS season is here, and it starts with the biggest rivalry in the league.
Expect the unexpected, throw the records out, whatever you want to talk about with this match, it fits.
Friday night, LAFC heads to Carson to battle the Galaxy in another battle for LA.
LA, baby. It is Los Angeles, and it is black and gold.
The summer of soccer stays right here on 710 ESPN.
What a match this has always been since day one.
LAFC versus Galaxy.
Pregame starts Friday at 7 p.m.
This summer's biggest football watch party experience is happening at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. No matter who you're rooting for, Mercado Gonzalez is your soccer fan paradise. Surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, grab fire asada tacos, slow braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more while you cheer on your team with the entire Mercado. Mercado Gonzalez, your soccer fan paradise this summer. Every single knockout match is available at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Basketball never sleeps, and neither does ESPN LA. The stars of tomorrow are headed to Vegas for NBA Summer League, and we are there. ESPN Los Angeles will be bringing you all the latest headlines, storylines, and more. From matchups and breakout performances to expert analysis from the voices you trust, we've got you covered. Coverage of the 2026 NBA Summer League on ESPN Los Angeles is presented by Globe Life, official life insurance of the Los Angeles Lakers.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. The biggest show on the radio, this is Mason in Ireland. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
All right, Mason in Ireland. Chris McGee, Geeter, filling in for Mace today. And Geet, I saw something over the weekend.
Yeah, you did.
That has me feeling better about this than even I, and I'm the first one who suggested it was a possibility.
Okay.
TMZ, I don't know how they do it, got video.
Was it a drone?
It may have been a drone, or it may have been like a guy up on a hill. Did you see this video, BC?
They just showed it on SportsCenter. It does look like somebody,
like
filming
up on a hill
through the trees.
Right.
Yeah.
So somebody got tipped that Aaron Donald was working out with the Rams, and here's the key two-word phrase, in pads. In pads for the Rams. And remember, they've already traded for Myles Garrett. They already have a loaded defensive line with a lot of great players on it. Braden Fisk, Kobe, Brian Young, all those guys, Kobe Turner. And now they're talking about adding Aaron Donald next to Myles Garrett on a team, Geeter, that is already favored to win the Super Bowl. I'm now at the point where I would be surprised if it doesn't happen, that Aaron Donald doesn't come back. How about you?
I said that to Cappy on Friday because all the tea leaves to me were pointing him to play. We're going to go through all of this and then him decide not to come back. So I would be surprised as well. Listening to Shefty this morning talk about he asked the Rams to get in there, work out. He wants to know what it feels like. Does he still have that burn? Because, John, the one thing that keeps him from not playing at 35 years old, it's not going to be the physical. Always wants to win is the desire there mentally to go back out there and do that. And I don't think Shefty's mentioned something about 10 to 15 plays. To me, that is not Aaron Donald. I think if he comes back, sure, he can, not play every single play, but he's coming back to play. I don't see a guy like that, like a LeBron, like a Kobe style guy, right? Where you just come back to kind of like, hang out a little bit until it's go time.
All right.
Do you agree with that? Or
what if he's a closer? I think he could be a closer in like third downs, maybe second downs here and there, maybe goal line stands. I think that's the best way to balance him.
Or put him out there on first down and have him dig a hole, and then they're playing from behind the whole time. I just think the possibility of it is really fun.
Yeah.
And really exciting because he's the best Rams defensive lineman ever. And I say that fully realizing we used to have Deacon Jones on the show all the time. We had Merlin Olsen. These guys are first ballot Hall of Fame type dudes. Aaron Donald's better than all of them.
With the first ballot Hall of Famer in Myles Garrett next to him.
Right.
And you have a chance, John, with everything being in L.A. in terms of the Super Bowl, running it back, having one more opportunity, even though he has one. It's hard to pass up. If he wants it, is what I'm saying. He's going to play.
When they had that Von Miller and Aaron Donald run in the Super Bowl, when they won the Super Bowl against the Bengals, you guys remember this? They set the record for the most sacks in a Super Bowl. They sacked Joe Burrow, I think, 10 times
and
in
for
a
the win.
Super Bowl.
And with the game on the line,
for the win.
Aaron Donald's going to be. That's what the play McVay was mic'd up, and he actually predicted it.
Yep.
He said, all right, here, this is it, guys. This is the game. Aaron Donald's going to make a play. You watch. And Aaron Donald jumped all over Burrow, forced him to throw out, and they got the ball. And that's when Aaron started pointing to his ring finger. I just think it's a real possibility now. No,
I'm with you, John. I would be, at this point, surprised. And bummed a little bit, actually.
Imagine being the other team on offense, trying to figure out how to guard both of them. And then, you have Kobe Turner and Braden Fisk also coming down your throats at the same time.
And those are the guys who would probably benefit the most because they're going to double-team Myles Garrett and they're going to double-team Aaron Donald. So then those other guys got a free run to the quarterback.
Byron Young.
Yeah. So Gilbert Manzano from Sports Illustrated wrote an article this weekend that was interesting, Geeter. He said the Rams are so good on paper that they might flirt with perfection this season, like that one Patriots team that went 17-0. Here's in part what he writes, quote, "There's no noticeable weakness on LA's defense or offense. A high-scoring unit in 25 that punished opponents with MVP Matthew Stafford, dynamic wideouts Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, plus running back Kyron Williams. On paper, this is a near-perfect roster. If you're willing to look past some special teams concerns, at the moment it appears only the Rams can stop themselves from winning the Super Bowl in their backyard," end quote. Do the Rams have to worry about getting too overconfident, or is this something that happens every year with the favorite?
I think it happens in all sports with the favorite, and I think you got to look inside that locker room, look inside the leadership, look inside the veteran presence. And I don't worry about the Rams being too complacent because I think they're more driven than ever, especially how last year ended.
Right. They feel like they should have been in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah. I always say pump the brakes a little bit just in terms of fan expectation and media attention because football is so hard. Everything has to break your way. And if you just take a look at their schedule, with the Niners twice, Seattle twice, at Denver, at Philly. You got Buffalo
and
coming here.
Aren't both the
Chiefs.
Seattle games late in the season?
Yep.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
And, you're on the road at Denver. You got Buffalo at home.
I
You
think
got
like 6
Kansas
primetime
City.
games.
Yes, and you're traveling to Australia. You got to stay healthy. All those things. But I'll say this about expectations, guys. I've been on both sides of it, and I feel like I've always told my kids in sports, I've always told teams that I've been on or coached, like, I love the expectation as a fan or a player or a coach because it means you're something. And it means that your team is built a certain way where the expectation is to win. Yes, pressure comes with that. And yes, you can get complacent, but you want that because it means you have a team that can actually win. Now, flying under the radar is cool too, John. It's a little less pressure. And if you overachieve, you get paid and you get called a great coach and you get called a great team and everyone's happy. But, John, there's no better expectation than winning because that means you have a chance.
All right. So the other thing I was going to ask you about the Rams is one, and I'm going to bring Emily in on this for people who don't know. Emily produces all of our Rams coverage during the season. So she's at every game 3 hours before it and 2 hours after it. It's like the longest day of her week. And the one place I'm surprised that they haven't have a veteran presence is backup QB if Stafford goes down. I know they're very high on Ty Simpson. They may have to throw him into the fire. But I read over the weekend that Derek Carr, the old Raider quarterback who was an MVP candidate a few years ago and then retired because of injury, is feeling better and thinking about making a comeback. Wouldn't that be a smarter move to have a guy like Derek Carr backing up Stafford than, let's say, Stetson Bennett or Jimmy? They've sailed on Jimmy G, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. They wanted to keep it open. They wanted to keep the line open, but I feel like it would have happened by now if it was going to happen at all. They definitely want whomever it's going to be there for training camp, because that's the most important part, is teaching these guys so that Matthew Stafford doesn't have to, how to be a professional. But I think I could see Derek Carr. I would rather be Derek Carr coming into a game than Ty Simpson or Stetson Bennett. Like if it was week 5, Matthew got a concussion, he can't play the rest of that game, I'd rather be Derek Carr than any of those guys. So
right.
they should value this, because week 5 could be the difference between the number 1 seed or the number 6 seed.
And if Mason were here, he would say, well, if Matthew Stafford gets hurt, they're not winning the Super Bowl anyway.
I disagree.
I do too. I think that they're so loaded now, particularly on both sides of the ball, that if you had a functional quarterback, a Jeff Hostetler type, remember when Phil Simms went down, Jeff Hostetler stepped in, and the Giants didn't miss a beat and went on to win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's first Super Bowl, he started that season as
what
a
was the guy
backup.
that came in for Drew Bledsoe when he got hurt? Yeah.
So I actually think that if you were willing to invest a little bit more money and a little bit more concern into your backup quarterback, it would be a smart move.
I guess my argument to Mace would be like, yeah, if you lost them for the year, maybe, but there's also scenarios where you lose a guy for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and that can affect your season and your road and whether you make the playoffs, John. So for me, I'm with you. It does not mean your season's over if you lose Matthew Stafford, who, by the way, was MVP. Yeah, of course it hurts, but maybe it's just a patch for a couple of weeks. So I think the only guys who know inside that locker room with leadership in terms of Sean McVay, Snead, all those guys, like, do they believe in these young guys that they could do a job for a couple of weeks?
And
right?
Isn't it interesting that in a strange way, the Rams kind of mirror the Dodgers in a sense that the regular season is just a dress rehearsal.
Great point.
They are going to be judged by how they do in the postseason. Like Ken from Newport called and he said he gave all these stats about what's wrong with the Dodgers. Bottom line, Dodgers have the best record in baseball, and they've been devastated by injuries, and it doesn't matter. This is a dress rehearsal for what they're going to do in October. Aren't the Rams the same way?
Yes, you're right. And the preseason matters even less. And so I would assume we're not going to see a lot of Matthew Stafford in training camp. I think they're going to follow the thing that happened last year where he was in the cryogenic chamber or whatever with his back issues. But I think they're going to load manage Matthew in the training camp. We're going to see a lot of Stetson Bennett. We're going to see a lot of Ty Simpson, especially in the preseason. It might just be Stetson Bennett in the preseason. So but that's why Derek Carr would be so valuable in training camp. That Matthew can rest, Matthew can prep, and that Derek Carr takes over as this veteran presence that helps those young guys.
Listen, they were 3-3 down the stretch, the Rams, last year. And there are a couple of early losses. If you remember the one in Philadelphia, the one at home to the 49ers. I was at that game. They realistically could have been.
Kyron fumbled that game away on the 1 yard line.
They could have been undefeated.
In Philly, they couldn't. Their special teams bit them. They couldn't kick a field goal that would have won the game.
And by the 100%. Way, that was Kyron's only fumble of last year.
Of course that loss at Seattle with the play for the 2-point conversion, a complete disaster. My point being, like, that Rams team kind of fumbled it down the stretch where they could have had home field, but they still got to the NFC Championship game. My point, if they're right, John, heading into the playoffs in terms of health, doesn't matter where they play.
Yeah,
they could be in LA for the Super Bowl.
Well, it did matter.
They'll be judged
last
on
year.
that. They'll be judged. It didn't, right?
No, it did matter.
I mean, yeah,
what
for sure in the NFC Championship
game. If that game's in LA,
sure.
the Seahawks probably don't get those calls.
But didn't they have to go to Carolina?
Yeah,
right. They had to jump around to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, they can win on the road and still end up in LA. But
it was pretty scary, though. To get there.
No, for sure. And I mean, that's sports. But I'm just saying, if they're right, they're going to be judged in the playoffs 100%.
All right, coming up next, we mentioned the home run derby tonight. Why is the Dodgers' third base coach so in demand to be the pitcher for multiple people in the home run derby. Tonight, he'll be pitching to Bryce Harper. We'll explain coming up next. Geeter in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
LeBron has been the most criticized athlete of this particular generation.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Luka is not that. He's going to get a level of criticism if this thing goes sideways for some reason or another. Look, I don't think it's going to go sideways. I think they're going to be a playoff team. My questions is based on what the roster currently looks like. I wonder what it looks like in the postseason. But as I said yesterday, if this build resembles what the Dodgers build was under Andrew Friedman and when Mark Walter took over, it may take a minute. They'll be ultra competitive for a while, and then they'll make certain moves that will cement them in the championship category. I don't necessarily believe they're there, but I don't think they're far away necessarily. I think they're about a player or so short.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
This summer's biggest football watch party experience is happening at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. No matter who you're rooting for, Mercado Gonzalez is your soccer fan paradise. Surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, grab fire asada tacos, slow braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more while you cheer on your team with the entire Mercado. Mercado Gonzalez, your soccer fan paradise this summer. Every single knockout match is available at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland.
They all pitch to Rojas.
Hey, this is Miguel Rojas from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It's back! It's on its way! Out of here! Miguel Rojas!
You're listening to Mason and Ireland Show.
Mason and Ireland rolls on.
Mason and Ireland, Chris McGee, Geeter in for Mace. Home Run Derby tonight. All-Star game tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. And at the Home Run Derby tonight, Gee, Dino Ebel, who is the third base coach for the Dodgers, who has 2 sons, by the way, who have just been drafted into Major League Baseball. Awesome. First-round pick of the Brewers last year, first-round pick of the Brewers this year. Is pitching to Bryce Harper. And I thought, that's weird. Dino and Harper have never been on the same team. And then somebody reminded me that Dino was one of the coaches for Team USA when Harper pitched for Team USA. And Buster Olney was asked this morning about why Dino Ebel is pitching to Bryce Harper, and he laid it all out. Here's Buster.
When I talked to Bryce, he wasn't sure he was going to pick to be his batting practice pitcher. Well, he settled on the secret weapon, and that would be Dino Ebel, the third base coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And Christina, Ebel has won the home run derby as the pitcher 3 different times, most recently when Teoscar Hernandez of the Dodgers did this. And on top of that, last year, remember how the All-Star game ended? Kyle Schwarber winning the swing-off? Well, Dino Ebel was on the mound for that. So Bryce gets Dino Ebel. And by the way, back in 2015, when Dino was in the home run derby, he asked Bryce to pose with his 2 sons, Trey and Brady. This is back in 2015. Those 2 guys have been the first-round draft picks of the Milwaukee Brewers each of the last 2 years. So Dino and Bryce have something going great. Short right field porch in Philadelphia tonight. They should put on a show.
And that's why Dino Ebel is pitching to Bryce Harper. All right, if I made you pick it, who are you taking?
I did not have Bryce Harper winning this thing. Now I got a little excited thinking about Dino. I'm going to go with Caminero.
I'm going with Schwarber. Brian Cohen, who are you taking?
I'm taking the man himself, Bryce Harper.
M?
Get it done.
Give me Harper.
Okay, so
I
we'll
mean,
see.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of those
Harper's
two
won it
at
before.
home and at home.
Caminero finished second last year.
Short porch.
Yeah. Should we now? Is everybody going to watch? Everybody going to flip on Netflix and watch this?
I'll watch.
I'll watch
Well, can I say this? I'm going to be doing 5 hours trying to figure out Game of Games, so I'm panicking.
Oh, that's
I'll
right.
have it on.
Okay, so for people don't know this, tomorrow, Geeter, today is my game.
Oh, my God.
Tomorrow, Geeter is hosting his first ever Game of Games. So are you excited, nervous, both, neither?
Everything.
How you feeling?
Everything.
Nothing could be worse than Michael's icebreakers, though.
Yeah, Michael did an icebreakers last week that was so bad people are still talking about it.
Which one was it? Because I might have.
The answer was
who's on first. Who from Who's on First.
Oh.
And I figured it out at the very end. I'm so embarrassed I didn't get Magic Johnson today that you beat me to that.
We were talking during the break. You know when the Grand Marshal won, we should have got it. And then the minute she said college
Grand Marshal,
basketball,
the last big name I remember being the Grand Marshal of the Rose Parade was Vin Scully.
But then she said,
was too.
Yes. Then she said most watched college basketball. And then I'm like,
boom.
Because I told her, you and I know everything about Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
The 2 guys.
Which is why I had to bury it.
It was hard.
Yeah. It was a little more difficult. Go ahead, Em.
Bring up one thing, too, about Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
So remember that story I shared with you last week on Friday on Fast Track about how he had given this cameo to
I'm glad you brought this up. Go ahead.
A better, again, reminding if people didn't listen, a better in Philadelphia is suing FanDuel and DraftKings because he lost more than $1.5 million betting over the course of a couple years. And FanDuel had, in the course of his time there, given him as kind of like a sweetener, a video specifically from Bryce Harper that had detail about him and his kids and his family and to wish them a happy Thanksgiving. So Bryce Harper has actually come out and said that he did not know FanDuel was going to use this. Yeah. And he showed in detail how in Cameo there are personal requests and business requests. And FanDuel did not request in a business request. So they slapped their FanDuel logo over a video that he did. So he had no idea this was being used for this purpose. And he, had a long story on his Instagram story, if you guys want to see it later, about just talking about how he would never have done it if he knew what the outcome was going to be and why this person was receiving it. And, shout out to Bryce Harper for clarifying this and shame on FanDuel for doing that.
I had a guy call me, an old friend of mine who I hadn't talked to in many years, a guy named Joe Vecchio, called me over the weekend. And I used to run into Joe at the gym. He was one of the original touts. He was a guy in the 70s and 80s that would go on shows and pick games. But, he was knee-deep into books and analysis, and Joe became very good at it. And he turned me around a little bit on this. The other day, I said, look, sports betting, FanDuel, and DraftKings are here to stay. We're going to do ads for them moving forward. The Lakers and Dodgers have partnered with these people. Sports gambling's here to stay. And I said, I don't think if you have a gambling problem and you go and lose all your money, that you can blame that on an athlete or somebody endorsing the site. But what Joe told me was, he goes, you need to be a little more sympathetic to the fact that a lot of these betting places are taking advantage of most fans love sports gambling, love sports betting, but they don't know they're being taken for a ride.
A ride.
That nobody, and this is Joe, who's really good at this. He said, unless you really know what you're doing and you're really keeping track of all the bets you're making and what you're doing, you're going to lose your shirt. And he said it's a very easy trap to fall into. And Joe was saying, and he was a former professional baseball player, he said, if it were me and they came to me and said, would you endorse one of these betting services? I would say no, because it's a bad look. And so it was kind of interesting to me to see Bryce go out of his way to explain what he did. He did basically a cameo for somebody that sent him a script, and then was it DraftKings or FanDuel that took it and ran with it? FanDuel took it and ran with it and made it appear like Bryce Harper was assisting FanDuel when he never agreed to do anything other than cameo.
No, it was just
and
a personal one.
Are you on Cameo? Yeah. Like our buddy James Worthy's on Cameo.
Big game doing Worthy splashes out there.
I've never gone on it because I would mostly do a video for somebody for free.
Me too.
I think Mason's on there. I mean, I think he's trying to make a couple bucks doing that.
Robert Ory.
Yeah, but it just seemed to me that at first I said, no, like if somebody has a gambling problem and they're going on one of these gambling sites and losing their shirt, they have no one to blame but themselves. But it is an easy trap to fall into.
John, what do they always say about the house?
Never loses.
Right? Like, here's the thing. I think what these sites have done, and listen, you can get wrapped up in gambling so quickly. I mean, I love playing fantasy football. I love doing pools. But here's the thing. You can win. But now that it's at your fingertips, every pitch, every play. So we have breaking news?
Yeah.
Let's go to it. Is that Austin Reeves?
No.
Okay. There was some Austin Reeves news.
But it's something you and I predicted earlier in the show.
Really?
And this makes me further think that Jonathan Kuminga may not be coming.
Oh.
Free agent forward Zaire Williams has agreed on a 1-year, $3 million deal to sign with the Lakers. Sources tell ESPN. So they get Zaire Williams, who he played in Brooklyn most recently. He's 6'7", 6'8", actually played in high school with Bronny at Sierra Canyon. He's one of these long, athletic wings, Geet, that can defend, shoot a few threes, and I don't hate this signing, especially for 1 year. It's $3 million.
It'll be cheap.
Why not? Breaking news is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a location near you. So Zaire Williams coming to the Lakers, and we'll keep an eye on this to see if that's the only piece of Lakers news that breaks today. I think everything else is kind of hanging on where LeBron goes.
Austin Reeves took a little less than people thought, 180 to 185, which gives them a little flexibility between year 1 and 2, and he was supposed to get an 8% raise. Now he's getting 4%.
And Dave McMenamin saying that Lakers currently have all 15 roster spots filled with Williams here.
Right. So somebody else, it would have to be, if they went to Kuminga, it'd have to be a sign and trade. Mm-hmm. Not impossible, but harder to do. And at this point, I'm thinking more unlikely than likely. But I could be wrong. And when I say more unlikely than likely, I think I handicapped it earlier. 55-45 that he's probably not coming. But let's see how it all plays out. Coming up next, Fast Track. We'll get Emily in here. We'll get Brian in here. They'll throw a bunch of stuff at us. Mason in Ireland. Geeter in for Mace. ESPN LA. You hear me talking about Jacob Emrani all the time. And that's because we trust him. If you get into an accident, and it doesn't have to be a car accident or even a vehicle accident. Jacob was helping out the victims of the chemical spill down in Orange County a couple weeks ago. Whatever you need, if you find yourself in a legal situation, that's when you call Jacob, and his phone number is very easy to remember. If you can count from 3 to 9, you can remember Jacob's number, 800-345-6789. Put that in your phone so you have it handy, 800-345-6789. Those are the law offices of Jacob Emrani. You get a free consultation, a no-obligation case review, and here's the big thing. There is no fee unless he wins your case. You do not lose a dime unless Jacob wins your case. So, if you've been involved in any type of legal situation, call 800-345-6789 or visit calljacob.com. The law offices of Jacob Emrani.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Messi was just on TV being interviewed, right?
Yes.
And I told you, I've never heard him really speak, right? So, and I can't hear him. I can just see him. So he's speaking, and all I hear is Travis's messy voice.
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
And then Marcus goes, if he wasn't good at soccer, what would he be?
He looks like he would be like just driving DoorDash or something, right? Like he would just be like,
Wow.
I mean, is he like Ronaldo handsome?
He's not a physically imposing guy. He's kind of a small man. He's not the most handsome fellow. Like, he's great at what he does.
Think of it this way.
Shout out to that.
Laura, if Mick Jagger couldn't sing, what would he be? Right?
Serving alcohol at a bar.
That's what I
He'd
meant
be a
right there.
bartender.
Thank you.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
Dive in Saturdays at Oasis Pool. It's just like going to the movies, except the floor's a lot wetter. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
SoCal's best outdoor movie theater. Dive in movie night at Oasis Pool every Saturday.
Number 2.
The biggest soccer watch party of the year is at Sideline Sports Bar the 19th. Meet the players from Ave Alta.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Chevy Silverado truck the 26th.
Morongo. Good times.
Hey guys, it's Cap. It's summer, and you know what goes great with summer? You guessed it, ice cold Coors Light. Here in Southern California, when that SoCal sun is shining, one thing is pretty clear. We don't just love beer, we love ice cold, crack that frosty can open, super refreshing beer. That's why the Coors Light mountains turn blue, to tell you when your beer is as cold as the Rockies. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The home of USC football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
All right, it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Download is 350Q, 3.25 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand rubbed lacquer with a blue plane manifold, open race cams.
Fast Track on Mason in Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
Zoom, Emily, what do you got?
All right, so John, you and I both have the podcast Rewatchables, where they
Sure.
talk about an older movie, and they just do a whole episode all about it. So they did one about the movie Ali, and then at the end, they're talking about the legacy of Will Smith. And Bill Simmons had an interesting question about what happened with him at the Oscars. This is the Rewatchables crew here.
The Will Smith Chris Rock slap is the weirdest thing that's happened,
Bro.
this century. 21st century, that's my number one pick. Weirdest thing that's happened. I watch it sometimes. I'm like, I can't believe this happened.
And then he won an Oscar.
Won an Oscar that
Yeah,
same night.
afterwards. I always feel like I have a little Will Smith baggage now when I watch Will Smith movies because that
Why?
slap was so weird.
I have zero.
It's in the back of my head
It's
always.
like
way down on the list of the most deplorable things people have done.
Yeah, I don't
movies
give
I
Yeah, I'm not even
it's
talking
like, I
about
don't
that.
give a- Yeah,
it
who
was just
cares?
so weird.
You're
I
one
just
of those guys.
No,
You're one
I'm
of
just
those-
always like, I can't believe he hit Chris Rock.
Yeah.
When I'm watching him in a
That's so,
random
that's
scene.
so interesting to me. Lil Rel
I still can't believe that happened.
Lil Rel is the best on this. Lil Rel goes, yeah, Will shouldn't have hit Chris, but I get it.
All right, so funny thing about this is that I think people forget, too, what award was given out from Chris Rock after that. It was for a documentary. It went to Questlove for Summer of Soul, in its Soul Questlove's shine. But where do you fall on the Will Smith? If you saw a movie with him now, do you think about the slap? Do you not think about it? Is it overblown? Where you sit?
Geeter, it forever changed. I'm with Simmons on this. It forever changed the way I think about Will Smith. I just can't believe he did it. And I can't believe he got a standing ovation 10 minutes later after he walked up on stage and slapped somebody as hard as he possibly could. They should have put him in handcuffs. But to me, that is Hollywood privilege. If you are up for Best Actor, you don't get treated the same as if some guy. What would happen, Geet, if some guy came out of the stands who wasn't Will Smith and slapped Chris Rock like that?
Like a seat filler or something.
Yeah.
A seat filler, absolutely, like tackled on stage.
Right.
Thrown out.
Right.
And
Will Smith went back to his seat, sat down, and 10 minutes later won the Best Actor Oscar.
Yeah, it's funny.
Simmons is right. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It is the weirdest thing to happen this century. I just remember that night we were on set, and all we could try to figure out was was it real or fake. I didn't understand it, and I'm with you, John. Like, it's hard to not see him because he's such a talented guy. But when I do see him, I do think of it. It took away a little bit from that for sure.
And it to me, Will Smith was on his way to being a modern day Frank Sinatra. He could sing and get a best-selling album. He could act in movies and win an Oscar.
Phenomenal.
He could act on TV and get an Emmy. I mean, he was that talented. I've just never thought of him the same. Brian, if you did it change the way you think about Will Smith or no?
No. I think I could still enjoy his movies, although I think it's a great bit if they both would have just owned it as like a thing.
But
like if they had said, "Oh, this is just a joke," but no, Chris was like, "This is real."
Yeah.
He just slapped the crap out of me, is what he said.
I thought Chris Rock was great in his comedy show, his set that he did, and he opened with it. You know, he sat on that until he was ready to talk about it. It was pretty awesome, actually. But I still like both guys. It's not like I don't like them or I don't want to watch his movies, but it's
what
weird.
this is, and Mason and I have this discussion in different ways, shapes, and forms throughout our years together, is can you separate art from the artist? In other words, like Bergman cannot watch a Mel Gibson movie because Bergman is Jewish. Mel Gibson is noticeably anti-Semitic, and so Greg can't watch Lethal Weapon or can't watch Braveheart. He just
I can watch Woody Allen movies, but I put it in context of who he is and what he did. Like I can not like or do like movies, but I want to watch Annie Hall sometimes.
Right. So Mace has a tough one because one of his favorite movies is The Usual Suspects, which stars Kevin Spacey. Who's
Kaiser
turned out to
Soze.
be kind of a creep off screen. And so Mace, I think, no longer enjoys Kevin Spacey's work.
But he loves LA Confidential.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think what he would say if he was here is he can do it sometimes.
Yeah.
But not all the
Well,
time.
John, you see it with athletes today. I think people don't root for certain people because of who they vote for or where they stand or what they did. And they see it all the time in sports, especially over the last decade.
I think you need to be a fan of them first.
Yeah, maybe.
To be able to justify watching their work again.
Sometimes it's hard to separate, though, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what it is, to be honest with you.
All right, BC, what do you got?
Fast track.
All right, so John Snyder's the American League manager for the All-Star Game. The starting pitcher is going to be Dylan Cease for the American League. Just about a week ago, he flirted with the no-hitter, went 9 innings, gave it up, I think, the first batter of the ninth inning, but had about 119 pitches on that one.
Most any pitchers thrown in a game this year.
And a couple days earlier, the Pirates' Jared Jones had a perfect game through 6 innings, got taken out after 75 pitches.
Didn't love it.
Didn't love it either. Dan Snyder, this media scum, talked about, letting Dylan Cease go 120 pitches. Pretty much said, I'm a fan of the game. It's good for the game. And then went on to said, if a guy has the chance to throw a no-hitter perfect game, you have to let him do it. Do you think that more managers should, take the sentiment? Because it seems like now it's just protect the arms rather than John Schneider saying, hey, for the game, it's going to better the game if these guys have the chance and you don't take them out.
It is a great question. And, Geeter, I will take it a step further. I don't think it's the manager making these decisions. I think Dave Roberts consistently pulls guys out when they have no hitters. And it's because the front office has issued a pitch limit on whether it be Tony Gonsolin or Rich Hill or, over the years, Dave has consistently pulled guys out. Now, Yamamoto flirted with one earlier this year, and he was over 100 pitches, and Dave left him in. But Yamamoto's kind of got a rubber arm.
Yeah.
I personally, I'm old school. Nolan Ryan's my favorite player of all time. But guys got a no-hitter, and especially, Brian, a perfect game like that Pirates guy had. I'm not taking him out.
That's where I was going to go with that, Brian. I understand the analytics of it. I understand that these franchises and these teams are investing so much money in a guy that you need to think long-term and think about his health. But when a guy is flirting with a perfect game, that guy wants to stay in, and he's going to remember that the rest of his life, and that moment may never happen again. Most likely it won't.
Well, we got a minute here. Brian Kelly, the old coach at Notre Dame and LSU, is sitting out this year. He's going to work on TV. And, Paul Feinbaum has for years interviewed Brian, and Brian's wound a little tight. Brian said, or what it was Feinbaum said. Did he say it into a microphone?
Yeah, so he was at the Barrett Media Audio Summit.
Right,
and
in
was
New York.
Asked about, interviews that have given him trouble over the years. And Paul Feinbaum said this: I think I would rather have a colonoscopy on the stage right now without anesthesia than interview Brian Kelly weekly.
Without the anesthesia. You heard that part, right, John?
By the way, so reminds me of a colonoscopy story. Didn't see this one coming today. I have a history of my dad had colon cancer before. My dad died in 2017, but had colon cancer, and so I get checked. I started getting checked when I was 45. I get checked every 3 to 5 years, so I've had several of them. So one day, I go to a lot of the Laker doctors, and one day I'm in, and the doctor's got a clipboard, and he goes, "Oh, I see you were referred here by Dr. Lombardo, who is Dr. Steve Lombardo, great guy, was the long time doctor for the Lakers. And then when the Lakers went to UCLA Health, Dr. Lombardo went back to his private practice, but he traveled with us. We all got to know him. Just stand-up guy, really good dude. So my doctor, his name is Dr. Lerner, looks at me and he goes, "Oh, I see Dr. Lombardo recommended me to you." I go, yeah, great guy. And he goes, "I got to tell you," and my doctor's older. He goes, "I've probably done 20,000 colonoscopies in my career." Said, "Only time this ever happened." Dr. Lombardo comes in one morning and he goes, "Hey, I know this is unusual, but let's do this colonoscopy with no anesthesia and turn the camera around so I can see what you see. I've got a 9 o'clock meeting." And it's like 8:15. And I'm like, I've had probably 5 of these, Geeter. There's no way I would ever do it without anesthesia. And he did it like it was nothing. Now, that's a tough guy.
That's a tough guy. That's not even in my as I go through my book and my card, and I got all my, it's breaking right to left. Yeah, I'm not doing it, John.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's not on
And he
there.
said, my doctor said, and he, didn't exhibit the least amount of pain. None.
Wait, so this person was on a meeting?
He was going to a meeting.
So he was
in the operating room.
Okay.
Okay. He was laying on his stomach.
Yep.
They send the camera up there, and he, with zero anesthesia, totally awake, and he was watching his own on the monitor. He goes, "Looks pretty good." Goes, "Great." Pulls it out. Guy gets dressed, goes to his meeting.
I thought you were just going to say he joined the meeting awake from his colonoscopy, because that would be a very different scenario as well.
I mean, wow. Is that like the ultimate in toughness?
It's a guy that could have lived in any time.
Yeah.
Anytime.
He's probably going to kill me for telling that story, but still, to me, it makes him seem like the toughest guy alive, right? And I've had many of them, always under full anesthesia, and it's the best sleep I've ever got. As you know, I don't sleep.
Yeah.
It's like the best sleep I've ever gotten.
Yeah,
all right?
poop in a box.
Yeah, exactly. Get your hand up the wazoo. Coming up next, more Fast Track. Geeter in for Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto Square.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
The second half of the MLS season is here, and it starts with the biggest rivalry in the league.
Expect the unexpected, throw the records out, whatever you want to talk about with this match, it fits.
Friday night, LAFC heads to Carson to battle the Galaxy in another battle for LA.
LA, baby. It is Los Angeles, and it is black and gold.
The summer of soccer stays right here on 710 ESPN.
What a match this has always been since day one.
LAFC versus Galaxy. Pregame starts Friday at 7 p.m.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Hey, John Ireland here. Tired of watching life from the bench? It's time to get in the game. Globe Life is looking for people who want more than just a job. Set your schedule and help families protect what matters most. No experience? No problem. Training is provided and you don't need anything to get started. It's not a desk job. It's a shot at building your legacy on your own terms. Your road to the championship starts at globelifecareers.com. Globe Life, official life insurance of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he can be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Fast Track. And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, more Fast Track. Zoom, Em.
All right, so my most anticipated movie of the summer comes out this week, The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan. I was actually talking about it with Mark Cates earlier today, how excited we are to see this movie. But I saw this story come out, and I thought it was pretty funny. So Christopher Nolan and his wife both are producing partners, and they also often write their movies together. So Christopher Nolan says that he told his son that he removed the Oscars that they won from his office while writing The Odyssey because he felt it was daunting to look at. He didn't want to write The Odyssey thinking about Oscars. He wanted to write The Odyssey thinking about how to write the story the best. But his son replied saying, but you didn't win any for writing. And so I thought that was pretty good. Humbling thing. So how do your kids humble you?
Well, I think the easiest way to answer this, Geet, is you have 2 kids, right?
Yep.
I have 1. My son's on a special needs kid. He's on the autism. Emily met my son this weekend, by the way. So what he will catch me in all the time is it's the old do as I say, not as I do. Mm-hmm. So I'll tell him not to do something, and then he'll go. Like, I got on him a couple days ago. Jack, your showers are way too long. You're taking like 20, 30-minute showers. And I go, it's ridiculous. I go, you should be in and out of the shower in 10 minutes tops. So he goes, okay, Dad. So then I came back from golfing over the weekend, and I get in the shower, and I'm didn't sleep much. I'm pretty tired. And I was in there for at least 15, 20 minutes. And I walk out, and Jack goes, you were in the shower for 20 minutes. And I looked at him, I go, do as I say, not as I do. But that's where I get caught.
You get caught. Right? You get humbled.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much daily. They just don't care what you do.
Because you have
for
2
a
girls,
living.
right?
2 girls. It's not about like, oh, hey, I interviewed Kobe today. Hey, that's great. Can you make me mac and cheese? Like, I'll never forget
completely
the first time
with our standing in life.
I ever traveled on the Laker plane. I will never forget it. I came back from a trip from Utah, and I was like, being a lifelong Laker fan, like,
right.
This checked every box.
I was
you were
probably
on
with
that.
you.
No, of course you were. It was the Luke Walton, Kobe team, back in that era. And I came home, and I just never forget, like, I had a little tiny kid at the time, little baby, and just going to the bathroom all over me, Emily. And I know that's disgusting, but that's when you really go, you know what? They don't care where you were.
Do not.
Nope.
Like, I remember
straight into just your dad, get it done.
The first time Jack went to a Laker game, and he was kind of old enough to understand what was going on. Jeannie Buss lived a couple of streets over from me, and Jack knew her as one of his neighbors. And so Jeannie was sitting in her regular, like, front row seat over there, and Jack says to Lisa, I'm going to go say hi to Jeannie. She goes, no, you're not. He goes, she knows me. You're not going down to say hi to Jeannie. Which piggybacks off of the. I'm sure I've told the story a million times on the air. The people are gonna kill me for this, but
not the same story.
But one time when Jack was 4 or 5, we're at Good Stuff over in El Segundo, the breakfast place. Yes. We're checking in, and it's jam packed.
Yeah,
and so Lisa, Jack, and I walk in, and Lisa and I lose track of Jack, and he just walks into the restaurant. And I'm talking to the hostess. I'm going, hey, there's 3 of us. Whenever a table opens up, great. Wait outside, and I can't say it. And I look over, and to my right is Jeannie sitting across from Phil Jackson and Jack at the table. And this is how that conversation went. Jack walked up to him and goes, hi, Jeannie. She goes, hey, Jack. He goes, who's that? And he points at Phil, and she goes, well, that's my boyfriend, Phil. And as you know about Phil Jackson, he doesn't suffer fools. He doesn't want to talk to people he doesn't know. He just wants to go on with his life. So Jack, not knowing any better, goes, Phil, what are you eating? And Phil realizes Jack's not going to stop unless he engages. So he says, well, Jack, it's a scramble. And this is right when I tune in, and Jack turns around and yells to the front of the restaurant, hey, Dad, Phil's having a scramble. And the look of terror
out of a movie
on my face, Geeter. Yeah. I ran over and picked Jack up like a football. I go, Coach, I am so sorry. And Jeannie's laughing hysterically. She thinks it's like the funniest thing ever.
That's
and
so
Coach
good.
is like, it's fine, no big deal. I'm like, dear God. I mean, but you're right. Your kids are completely unimpressed.
Single day.
Yeah, it's crazy. BC, what do you got?
Fast track.
Last week we had some history out in Single A California League, some minor league baseball. The new Tower Buzzers from the Dodgers minor league affiliate.
Okay.
Single A. They were taking on the Inland Empire 66ers. 4-hour game that ended with 43 total runs scored. So the Tower Buzzers ended up winning 22-21.
Okay.
I think there was 35 hits total in the game.
Okay.
Of 43
the
runs.
Opposite of a pitcher's duel.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're going to a game, would you enjoy this? Would you enjoy seeing, it is a lot of runs, but at the end of the day, nobody's getting out. It feels like
I don't think I'm leaving.
Pitching.
You're not leaving, and you also are kind of a part of history to go to a 22-21 game. But you're not leaving. It's exciting, but you're kind of ready to wrap it up probably. Depends how invested you are in it. Is that your squad?
To me, I've come around on this. I used to love high-scoring, lots of home run games, and now I love pitchers' duels because they move and the strategy is more important. And to squeak in one run sometimes wins you the game. So I've now leaned kind of the other way toward pitching duels, but I wouldn't leave a 22-21 game either.
There's something about no, you wouldn't, but there's something about like my daughter and her volleyball team from SC, they went to a Dodger game, and it was 1-0, and it was over in 1 hour and 57 minutes, and I texted and like, you scored. Yeah. Like, you're going to be home. But then, like, 2 days later, that game, the Dodgers won on a walk-off. They came back 5-4, I believe it was. This is like a month ago. And I thought to myself, man, but that's a better one, right, John? Like, a little more exciting, kind of get you dialed in a little more fandom-wise.
Brian, would you have stayed at that game if you were there?
Yes, very true. I will say at one point, I think it was 17-0. So maybe at that point,
wow.
I'd get up and leave. But
17-0, we're probably gone.
Yeah.
At that point.
I'm gone at 10-0.
Unless it's like a championship game and your team's about to win, I'll stay for the whole thrashing.
Did the team that went up 17-0 end up winning?
Yeah, it was the Tower Buzzers. So
okay.
I think they scored 11 or 12 runs in the very first inning. And it was all
hold on, up 17-0 and you won 22-21. That's absolutely embarrassing. I don't even know if you can celebrate that.
Yeah, that is a little bit nuts. So we mentioned earlier in the show, and I'm assuming, I'm looking at this screen, that this Adam Schefter bite is from earlier today.
It is on Pat McAfee. Yeah.
All right, so we talked about how Geeter and I have now come to the point where we think it would be a surprise if Aaron Donald didn't re-sign with the Rams. We think all signs are pointing towards him coming back. There was that TMZ video shot, the Zaberter film up on the hill where you could see Aaron working out with pads. Here's Adam Schefter on Pat McAfee this morning.
That's exactly what it was. He told the team that he wanted to go there, work out, see how he felt, see how he reacted, see everything that went along with being back in pads on the football field, and seeing how it made him feel. Now, I don't know what he told him about that after he went through those workouts at the facility, but I really think it was just a trial method to see how his whole body reacted, how his mind reacted to being back out there. And again, I don't know where he would be more appreciated, celebrated, wanted, respected than in that locker room with the Rams, with Myles Garrett, with a plan where they could play him 12, 15 plays a game. Use the spots that they need him most, have him on a line with Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett get double and triple teamed. Aaron Donald would not get that type of attention again. I mean, it's an unbelievably attractive arrangement for him. It's just a question of whether he wants to go through and do it. My guess is, in the end, that he will. Just a guess.
Hell yeah.
Because obviously he's thinking hard about it. There are a lot of people that want him back there. He has to make the decision ultimately. But, I mean, I would think it's got to be awfully enticing for him to come back and play this year when the Super Bowl will be in L.A.
And that's another example of somebody who thinks it'd be more likely than not that he does come back, which I think is super exciting if you're a Rams fan.
I think he's coming back, and I love it. And I think it's going to be more than 12 to 15 snaps.
Yeah, I would too.
I got that up to 20.
But 25. He may not play every game, and sure, this would be like the Dodgers are doing with some of their pitchers. Make sure he's good to go and healthy for the postseason. And Sean McVay is so smart that I think they work it all out. All right, coming up next, is there a double standard among World Cup fans? When Christian Pulisic pulled himself out of that game against Belgium, he was crushed. But it happened again over the weekend involving a more popular player, and he's not being criticized at all. We'll explain coming up next. Geeter and Mace. I'm John Ireland, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
Albert Pujols is a Cardinal. Albert Pujols is a St. Louis Cardinal, MVPs, World Series. He's a Cardinal, okay? And no matter how many years he played in Anaheim, he was going to be a Cardinal. It didn't matter. And that's what it feels like with LeBron. Like, successful, championship, here a long time, played really hard, was by all accounts a good teammate, was pretty good with the media. I mean, as good as somebody that famous can be with the media. And it's like, I cannot come up with any sort of comp where a guy, one, was here for a long time, generally well-liked. Like, there isn't some ugly incident on the blotter where you're like, yeah, man, that turned everybody. None of that.
No.
And it's like, yep, thank you, bye. And he's like, yep, thank you, bye. It's not like they've slammed the door and he's looking around like, what the hell happened?
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
This summer's biggest football watch party experience is happening at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. No matter who you're rooting for, Mercado Gonzalez is your soccer fan paradise. Surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, grab fire asada tacos, slow braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more while you cheer on your team with the entire Mercado. Mercado Gonzalez, your soccer fan paradise this summer. Every single knockout match is available at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, California. The Cup is down to its final matches. One trophy, one champion. DraftKings has you covered for every single one. The DraftKings app is now live in California. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in California, the world's biggest stage, in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers. Sign up with code LA710. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code LA710 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. For terms, go to dkng.co/predictions promo.
Red Card penalty. Score big flavor with Waba Grill's new Red Card combo for a limited time. A mini sweet and spicy chicken bowl, chili crisp dumplings, and a refreshing penalty punch for a beverage with mango popping boba. An all-star lineup for just $9.99 only at Waba Grill.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, Mason and Ireland. Geeter, Chris McGee is in for Mace today. And Geet, when Christian Pulisic came up lame against Belgium and the coach took him out of the game at the end, he was crushed by people in the soccer media, people like Carly Lloyd, Landon Donovan, casual drive-by fans like me, a lot of people, you'd have to, Emily, you crushed him, you'd have to kill me, come out of that game. And maybe he deserved it. I'm not sure. I don't know how hurt he was. I said I had difficulty criticizing him not knowing the details of his
and he was hurt.
Injury. Right.
Yeah.
Microfracture bone bruise.
Yeah. I mean, that's not nothing. All right. So, over the weekend, I'm watching Norway play England, and it goes to England scores to go up 3-2, and it goes to the second 15 minutes, the last 15 minutes of the World Cup, as it turned out, for Norway. And Erling Haaland, who has been Norway's best player, been one of the best players in the tournament, been one of the great stories. He looks like a Viking tank.
Mm-hmm.
Checks out of the game.
Manager took him out.
Right. Same thing with Pulisic,
it was in the
by the way.
105th minute.
Yeah, same thing with Pulisic. The manager took him out in the 60th minute. Emily, why did Pulisic get crushed and Haaland, as far as I can tell, didn't get any criticism?
Because Haaland actually did things in this tournament. Haaland actually was somebody who was produced for Norway, was in the running for the Golden Boot. Christian Pulisic did nothing in this tournament, and then when they're down 3-1 is when he seemingly is coming off with an injury. Doesn't look that bad. Apparently, Haaland had dead leg. It was 105th minute of that game, and I believe they were also playing in Miami, which is
107, right?
Yeah.
Humidity.
So it could have been that, the cramping and everything with that. So I feel like I give Haaland more of the benefit of the doubt because he actually produced in this tournament as opposed to Christian Pulisic, who basically did nothing all tournament.
He was so great in this tournament, John, and I feel like him getting taken out is more on the manager's decision. Do you take your best guy, your best goal scorer, out in the final 15 minutes? Because he's got dead leg.
Yeah, he was complete non-factor in the game.
And he's gassed. But no, I'm saying that's a hard decision for a manager to make.
Right, but
you got to make it.
But everything you're saying about Haaland,
yeah,
you could say about Pulisic.
But they're in the quarterfinals, and he's delivered on so many levels. I think what got everyone upset was the way Pulisic kind of handled it, the way they played in that game.
And after the game when he said, I think I just got to rest up or whatever.
handled well.
I texted Dr. Clapper about this because you guys can ask him about it tomorrow when he joins the show.
Right.
I want him to explain to us what this quote-unquote dead leg is what Holland left the game for. He had dead leg. And then also what the seriousness of the microfracture bone bruise is. And like how, if he had to decide whether a person could play, if they could play through things. But I'm not going to crush Erling Haaland because he was so great in the tournament.
Brian, are you surprised that one of them got criticized and the other didn't?
Yeah, especially when I was watching this, it kind of felt a little odd that, the big star coming off. And that was my initial thought is, what's going to happen? Especially the broadcast. Every time there was a break, they would pan to him on the bench. I kind of am a little surprised by it.
And he is also responsible for why a goal was taken off the board for Norway because he pushed an English player, which on a corner kick, that ball did end up going in the net. But then because he pushed somebody, it turned into a free kick for England. And they could have had the game tied too, but he did not have his best game on Saturday.
No, and he's an unbelievable player. He plays for Manchester City in the English Premier League. I know a lot of people are kind of looking for teams to adopt, and that'd be a good one. They're good every year anyway. I root for their rival, Manchester United, but that's because Trudell turned me onto a World Cup 10 years ago, and I saw the most amazing goal, and I said, "Who's that guy?" And Trudell said, "That's Robin van Persie. He's the striker for Manchester United." I watch that team every week. You should watch them. And I started watching. But I'm still a drive-by fan, Geet, and I'm very surprised the degree to which Pulisic was crushed and Haaland wasn't at all, as far as I could tell.
And it brings me back to this, John. Do you think that had more to do with the way they lost and just kind of his overall approach in terms of how he handled it? Or do you think it's like he's owed an apology because he was actually really hurt? I think a lot of that came from, sure, he got criticized, like I would have been dragged off that field. But I think a lot of the criticism came from just the way that they got into that game and the way they approached it and the way they played.
Right.
With the lack
the
of
US,
fire
yeah,
and
the
passion
US
and
so
his lack of
mailed it
delivery.
in.
And he was never the same after he hurt his calf.
Right, and he was kind of the poster boy for the U.S. mailing it in.
Is it more that?
That's actually a good point.
And if we were ESPN Norway, they might be crushing him for all we know. Like there's no world, we don't know for sure because this was for Team USA and that's for Team Norway.
The manager would be getting crushed for taking your best player out of the game. That's what led me to my first point. Like that's really the decision that needs to be questioned. Was that the right move? Because it takes a lot of guts to do that, John, to take out the most popular guy on your team, the best guy on your team, your best goal scorer, because he's got dead leg, because you want to win this game. So you're putting someone that can actually maybe score.
I will say, too, in that game, there was probably the most selfish play I think I've seen in the World Cup. It was a Norwegian player who had a breakaway. So it was like 2-on-1, 2 for the Norway, 1 for England. And the Norwegian guy was dribbling. The English player commits to him. There is an open pass for Erling Haaland, and it's almost like the LeBron James, J.R. Smith, like, this way, and he doesn't pass it. He has a terrible shot in goal, and they missed the opportunity that Haaland would have scored on, and that was egregious.
That was the worst.
Player.
That play has been all over social media. Lack of play, I should say, because there was no play. He tried to take matters into his own hands. It was a very selfish play. Not kind of realizing the moment, not seeing the entire field. That's the one, if you're a Norway fan, Emily, will be replayed for the rest of your life.
And you know what?
You'll talk about it if you're a Norway person.
Norway went further than anyone thought they would go. They were 31st ranked before the tournament happened.
I was rooting for him.
And he has just turned into a star. I think he gained 22 million followers on Instagram after this tournament. And my favorite thing today is that he was leaving the plane. I believe this is either in Norway or leaving the plane in America. But his souvenir he had with him was a stuffed raccoon, and the raccoon was drinking a bottle of liquor. And I think that is, if you could have one souvenir from USA, I think that is a good one to sum it all up.
Hey, what is the story you sent me that for $450 I can have a piece of the field?
Yes, they're selling.
I'm good.
They're selling grass from fields across the game. So I think at varying levels by what game you want. But yeah, they put some pieces of grass and then they it's like not embalming it, but they put it in a glass case. And it
for
says,
$450?
Yes, to say you have a piece of the grass from,
All right.
Norway versus England quarterfinal.
You guys listen to me, please. And don't come back at me with there's going to be a certificate of authenticity because anybody would fake the item, would fake the certificate. You have no way of knowing if that grass whoever was on the field at the World Cup. It could be some guy in a warehouse cutting out a piece of grass from Home Depot and sending it to you, and you just paid $450 for it. Save your money.
Invest it in something else, John.
Yeah, just do anything. You could, Brian, you could buy a lot of real grass for that grass, right? For $450. Yeah, exactly.
Like when the Rams won the Super Bowl, Carlo did a great thing. And he collected some confetti from the Super Bowl for the Rams win and gave it to a bunch of people that were on the broadcast.
Right.
And so, I have some of that. I didn't put in a glass case, but I have it in this little place. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I know for sure that was from the field at the Super Bowl because I know Carlo was there. That's the only thing I want to keep. I want to be there.
Right. Unless I see somebody when Kobe was alive a few times, for charity auctions, I would ask him, hey, are you cool signing for this? And I would always tell him because I didn't want him to be involved in anything he wasn't cool with. And he was super nice about it. Mm-hmm. But unless I physically saw him sign it, I would never give it to anyone else. The level of deceit and lying that goes on in the memorabilia business is almost unprecedented. It's that bad. People 60 Minutes did a story on Kobe once where they found a signed basketball by him that was sold for $2,500. And they said, is this your signature? He goes, not even close. He goes, here's my signature. Here's that.
Wow.
Yeah. So, be careful out there.
Do you have a signed jersey from him? I never did. I never thought about it. I just,
all right. So
in the moment,
the audience, because you're not here every day.
Yeah. Not the same story.
The audience has heard this. Mace and I are very lucky that, when Mace owned movie theaters, he became friends with a guy at Sony Distribution named Jeff Blake. And like Mace and I, Jeff has a son named Jeff. So I'm John Jr., Mace is Steve III, and Jeffrey Blake, who goes by Jeff, has worked on SNL for 10, 15 years. And one day I came on the air and Mace and I were talking about how great it would be to see SNL in person and how you can never get in. There's only 200 tickets. You got to know somebody. So Jeff called us and said, hey, my son works on the show, so I'll give him your number. Next time you're in New York, if he can get you in, he'll get you in. And Jeff has repeatedly gotten me in.
You go all the time?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
And as a thank you, the last time the All-Star game was here, they sent me a promotional All-Star jersey, one of Kobe's All-Star jerseys. I said, hey, Kobe, Jeff's a huge Laker fan. And I said, will you sign this to my friend Jeff? And I'm going to send it to him in New York. And I was trying to talk Kobe into hosting SNL. They wanted him, but he wouldn't do it.
Amazing.
He goes, I'm a control freak.
He actually would have been great.
He goes, I'm a control freak. I wouldn't be able to. Anyway, long story short, Kobe gave me the jersey. I sent it to Jeff. And a year later, Kobe passed away. And I'm so glad I was able to do that for him.
That's awesome.
But no, I don't have any. I have a book that I did a party for Kobe and Andy Bernstein one day, and Kobe signed a book to me. But that's all I've got.
Yeah,
I'm not a memorabilia
pictures with
guy.
him. Yeah, I have pictures with him, but nothing ever signed.
Yeah.
And every picture's a story, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay, coming up next. Game of Games. It is my game. Geeter has gotten a little better playing Game of Games all along. I think you're going to do well today. Em, who's playing?
I'm more...
Trav's going to hop in.
Okay, good. Travis is good.
Travis
He's very
my guy.
good.
He's good. So, I'm just more concerned about... Oh, he played last week, didn't he?
Yeah, we'll
With
play...
me?
And I will say, this month is very contentious because no one has won twice.
Listen, I'm just thinking about tomorrow, guys. That's all.
Yeah,
it's weighing on me, man.
Geeter gets to do it tomorrow. You're
going
to kill it. All right, coming up next, Game of Games, ESPN LA.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
First of all, watch your tone. Second of all,
watch my tone, actually.
Second of all,
tone, little boy. What happens if I don't watch my tone, by the way?
Get your ass kicked. We can have a conversation later about it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, take your belt off, George, and put him over your lap and smack that tushy.
There's a lot of tushy to smack.
Yeah, there is.
Less than there used to be, though.
Mm-hmm. It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Great teams walk in with a playbook. So why face your family's future without one? Globe Life makes protecting the people you love simple. And with Globe Life, it's never been any easier. You can apply for coverage online or with an agent in just minutes. No complicated strategy, just straightforward protection from a name you already trust. Get your free quote today at globelifeinsurance.com. Globe Life, official life insurance of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Get as loud as you can for Monster Jam!
The one and only Monster Jam.
packed with stunts, smiles, and jaw-dropping skills. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Coming to Crypto.com Arena this weekend. Brought to you by BKT Tires and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Visit MonsterJam.com today.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087. 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087 or simply visit TRA.com.
And it is time on Mason and Ireland for the final segment. The final segment of the show, always Game of Games time, presented by the one and only Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob. CallJacob.com. And yes, that new telephone number, 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789.
Hi, this is Jacob Emrani.
Game of Games made possible by the law offices of Jacob Emrani. Let's do it. Game of Games time on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Chris McGee, Geeter filling in for him. And we welcome to the show the great Travis Rogers.
Yes, sir.
Oh, by the way, before we get into Game of Games, are you with us? Would you now be surprised if Aaron Donald doesn't come back?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, I'm all in. I don't know if it's just that I want it to be true, but yeah, I'm expecting him to be there opening day.
Well, he's your best friend right behind you.
That's right.
There you
we
go.
like to hang out together.
That's true. Yeah, you guys are right there. All right, so 4 players, Brian Cohen, Emily Hebel, Chris McGee, and Travis Rogers. We are down to the final 4 in the World Cup.
Yes.
So this will probably be one of the last World Cup games we do for a while. So
Maybe.
I'm going to take advantage of it. Here we go. Question 1. This year, the World Cup has been hosted by 3 different countries: the USA, Canada, and Mexico, basically North America. For the next World Cup in 2030, it will again be hosted by 3 different nations. One is Spain, one is Portugal. Which country is the 3rd host of the 2030 World Cup? A, Algeria, B, Morocco, C, Egypt. Brian Cohen, Algeria, Morocco, or Egypt?
Algeria.
Okay, M.
Algeria.
Geeter.
Morocco.
Travis.
Morocco.
Morocco is the correct answer. It sounded like you knew that. Did
so
you?
back. I'm so back.
All right, so Emily and Brian still alive for Lucky Loser. Em, this one coming to you. We've talked a lot about the fact that only 8 countries have ever won the World Cup. Which one of these countries has never won it? A, Portugal, B, Uruguay, C, England. Portugal, Uruguay, or England? Emily.
Portugal.
Geeter.
Portugal.
Travis.
Portugal.
Brian.
Portugal.
All right, everybody is now on the board. Travis and Geeter have 2. Brian and Emily have 1. There will be no lucky loser today. All right, Geet, coming to you. In 1966, the original World Cup trophy was stolen in London and found days later. Where was it found? A, at a garage sale in Manchester, where it was on sale for 110 pounds.
A garage sale.
Yes, which works out to about 147 bucks. B, it was found in a bush by a dog named Pickles. Or C, TSA officials at Heathrow Airport found it when a guy tried to check it on a flight. It was buried in a sports equipment bag. So A, at a garage sale. B, in the bushes. C, found by TSA. Geeter, what are you going
Love me a dog named Pickles. Love the garage sale, but I'm going with the airport.
Okay, Trav.
Garage sale.
Brian.
Pickles the dog.
Emily.
What gets me about the TSA is that I thought the TSA didn't exist in 1966. So I'm going to go garage sale.
It was Pickles the dog.
Okay, here's the deal.
Oh,
I thought
BC.
It was so asinine that I thought we should. It's the answer, but I thought he's fooling me.
No.
I gotta get to know.
Pickles sounds like a fake name that you
Yep,
would make up.
it is absolutely a real thing. And now, so it's Brian 2, Chris 2, Travis 2, Emily 1. Trav, this one coming to you.
Okay.
Pele is generally regarded as the best player in World Cup history, winning the cup 3 times. True or false? He's also the youngest man ever to score a goal at the World Cup. He was 17 when he first scored in 1958. Is that true or false?
False.
Brian.
True.
Emily.
False.
Geeter.
False. It was recently broken.
It's true.
Oh,
1958. Yamal was the guy trying to break it, but he didn't do it. And if I'm wrong, Brian just got a free point.
And there was an Arsenal player this year that broke the record for EPL.
Okay, for
15.
EPL, but not for World Cup. All right, so Brian's got 3, Travis 2, Geeter 2, Emily 1. BC, this one back to you. The fastest goal in World Cup history was scored by Turkey's Hasan Şükür in 2002. How soon into the game did Şükür score that goal? A, 11 seconds, B, 27 seconds, or C, 42 seconds. 11, 27, or 42?
27 seconds.
Emily.
11.
Geeter.
I'm actually going 11, and I don't know why
Travis.
I thought I heard it.
I'm going to say 27.
It is 11,
Oh.
which tightens this up considerably. Brian 3, Geeter 3, Travis 2, Emily 2, everybody in it.
How many left?
That's a good question. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a tiebreaker.
Okay.
All right. So, Em, this one coming to you. The very first World Cup was played in 1930. What country hosted that World Cup? A, Spain, B, Uruguay, C, Morocco. Spain, Uruguay, or Morocco? Emily.
Spain.
Geeter.
I'm going to go with Uruguay.
Travis.
I, too, will go with Uruguay.
Brian.
Spain.
The answer is Uruguay, and it is Geeter. You have the lead.
Don't blow it.
Geeter 4.
Don't blow it.
Travis 3, Brian 3, Emily 2. Em, you have to go opposite of Geeter for these last 2. All right? I'm sorry. There are 3 left, so you don't yet. All right, here we go. Geet, why did India withdraw from the World Cup in 1950? A, FIFA refused to let India play barefooted. B, the team refused to play against Pakistan, who were they were at war with at the time. Or C, the travel costs were too high. So A, FIFA refused to let them play barefooted. B, they refused to play against Pakistan. C, travel costs were too high. Geet, what's the answer?
Travel costs are too high.
All right, Trav.
Barefoot.
Brian.
Barefoot.
Emily.
Barefoot.
The travel costs were too high. And Chris McGee
I
with
almost
2
went
to go.
barefoot.
Pull it away.
Emily,
I'm eliminated.
You're out. Brian and Trav, you have to go opposite of Geeter. Geeter, do not clipper this. If you get any
By the way, I
these,
won when you were in Idaho. I don't know if that counts because it was a true and false one.
Yeah, sure
This one's
does.
way. Does it though? This is way
if
harder.
you get either one of these right, you win. The only way you can lose
Don't clipper it.
is to miss both of them and have Brian or Travis get both
Why'd
right.
you have to throw the clippers in there, man? Don't
Okay.
put that on me.
Here we go.
Put that evil on me.
Don't put that on me.
Only 2 countries have ever won consecutive World Cups. Brazil is one. What other country has done it? A, Italy, B, France, C, Germany. Italy, France, or Germany, Geeter. You can win it if you get this right. Italy, France, or Germany.
This is where I really wish I had more knowledge. Actually, I'm going Italy.
Okay. That means, Trav, you have to go France or Germany.
I was going to choose Italy myself, so that changes the game. I'll say Germany.
Brian?
I'll take France.
The answer is Italy.
Yeah.
And Chris McGee has won again.
No, this sounds like this feels like
That was one of the few ones I actually knew.
Did you?
I was guessing blind. Yeah.
Okay.
The other one felt like a bubble title. This
Yeah.
feels real.
Yeah, there you
You're
go.
here. Like
Yeah.
this feel. The bubble title's
You
real
earned
to
it.
me, but this feels
You
like
earned
I
it.
did it in front of the home
Congratulations.
crowd.
All right, we'll play the last two just for fun. The largest margin of victory occurred in 1982 when Hungary absolutely dominated El Salvador. What was the score of that game? A, 15-2, B, 12-0, or C, 10-1. Geeter, 15-2, 12-0, or 10-1. You cannot lose. You've already won.
What was the original? I missed the first
15-2,
celebrating.
12-0.
15-2.
Okay, Trap.
10-1.
M.
15-2.
Brian.
12-0.
10-1.
Okay.
Travis got that
I'm closing in on you.
And here's the tiebreak. The 1950 final match at Macarena Stadium in Rio de Janeiro holds the official attendance record with a massive crowd. How many fans attended that game in Rio? Closest wins, and you can go over. So you just got to give me a rough guess. Trav, how many do you think attended?
125,000.
Geeter?
I was going to say 106,000.
M?
64,000.
Brian?
150,000.
Brian got that. The answer, and this is pretty staggering, 173,850. 173,850. 1950.
That's incredible.
So I'm assuming back then not
That's
everybody
two-
had
that's two
TVs.
Rose Bowls.
Was
Well,
it
how
even?
can you even count that
Well, I
in
guess
1950? We had
That's
no
two
AI.
you
Rose
think
Bowls
somebody
worth of
made
people.
it up.
Yes, I think someone made it up.
They start at 1, and they go to 2. And
Possibly.
John, you know I'm with Travis every Friday. He knows how much I love games. I needed this today.
Did you need it?
You know how much I love the draft game.
And tomorrow,
Do you like-
Trav,
Yes,
his
the
first
draft.
ever hosting of
I
Game
know.
of
We've been
Games.
talking about it a little bit. I know that
Literally, he
he's
sees the panic in me.
I,
He's been helping
I
me.
asked Travis to do his first game about a month ago, and he nailed it.
I know he
It
did.
was all about
Yeah.
Travis.
I know, and I'm
My
like,
favorite
the same
subject.
thing.
Geeter.
Can I do a Travis one too?
You can. You can go any direction you want. Who are you working with today?
DeMarco's back.
Oh, good. All
Yeah,
right, so we'll
DeMarco's
get
back
DeFar
and Marcus Grant.
Yeah, we'll get DeFar and Marcus Grant in here next for a little super crosstalk. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hey, it's Greg Bergman. Have you become a part of the ESPN LA Blue Crew? Well, if you haven't, why haven't you? The Blue Review presented by LAX each weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. with me, Gregory Arthur Bergman, thanks Cappy, and Marcus Grant. We're talking Dodgers baseball first thing in your day and getting you warmed up for the Sedano and Cap morning show. The Blue Review on our ESPN LA YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles. Weekdays at 6:30 a.m. Live and always on demand. Your home for real Dodgers talk, ESPN LA.
Hey guys, Sedano here, and summer's here. Everyone's getting together. So why are you still living with those same old floors? Upgrade with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. They've got millions of in-stock options, including Core-Tech, the original 100% waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof, luxury vinyl flooring in stock and can be installed in a few days. Visit the showroom next to the Commerce Casino off the 5 freeway or online at HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. No games, no gimmicks, because no sale beats wholesale.
DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, California. The Cup is down to its final matches. One trophy, one champion. DraftKings has you covered for every single one. The DraftKings app is now live in California. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in California, the world's biggest stage, in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers. Sign up with code LA710. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code LA710 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. For terms, go to dkng.co/predictions promo.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com.
That's ESPNLAcontests.com.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Full house today. Travis is here. Marcus Grant is here, and DeMarco Farr's back from vacation. Said you spent a lot of time sitting on horses?
Riding horses in PV. Lived out there for 20 years. There's a whole bunch of horses, a bunch of farms.
Yeah.
You see people walking around with horses.
My son rode horseback there for 6 years. I used to take him all the time.
Never went, finally went, had a great time.
Yeah.
The horse did all the work. I just kind of sat there.
Before I've already asked Trav this, DeMarco, and I got a bunch of Dodger questions for Marcus, but before I get to any of them, are you with Trav, Geeter, and I that we would now be surprised if Aaron Donald doesn't come back? That's how convinced I am it's happening.
Yeah.
Are you there yet?
Close. I'm as close to that as possible. But that's the thing. Even though that it's 50-50, it's still like, wow, this thing could actually happen.
Do you think it's 50? Because to me, it feels like 90-10.
It's a lot, though, Trav.
Yeah.
I mean, like, none of us have ever been retired before, right?
Not yet.
Imagine going away and then coming back. right.
We can dream, right,
Trav? Is it safe for me to ask you, DeMarco? I feel like the fire still burns and he wants to win. He loves football. But mentally, he has to be ready for this, right? Is that what he's looking at right now?
I think he's ready. I think he can do it. You see all the videos. I mean, you don't put that stuff out if you didn't think you could play. I mean, I think he knows he can
especially
play.
the stuff over the weekend of him practicing in pads.
Right.
You're not going through the hassle of putting pads on if you're not seriously considering
You want to go see how it feels if you really want to do this again. But the other side is, right, you've got family, you've got kids, you've got a wife that are used to you being home. Now you're about to go back and play ball, which means 12 hours of your day is going to be spent in a building away from home. That's a big commitment. That's a big deal. They like having dad home. Now, I'll say this about Dick Vermeil. When he retired after we won the Super Bowl, he said he went home, and everybody that was happy to have him home after like a year, they all left.
Didn't he come back to coach the Chiefs after he left the Rams?
Right. He's like, I came home to be with you guys, and you guys are doing – he went back to football. So maybe Aaron's feeling that right now.
And do you agree with Adam Schefter suggested today that he might only come back to be situational, play like 15 plays a game? Both Geeter and I think he would play more than that. What do you think?
I would bring him back until he gets in football shape and just let him rush the passer. That's what he does best anyway. But at some point, you're going to get trapped on the field on a 1st and 10. And that's when we're going to really figure out if you really want to play football.
Right.
Yeah. When you're out there trying to stop the tush push. Yeah, that.
Yeah. All right. So for people that don't know, Marcus, along with our friend Greg Bergman, hosts the Boys in Blue Report every morning. And we had Ken from Newport, who's a notorious
we know Ken.
doomsayer.
Yep, we know Ken.
I like him already.
No, he makes you look like an optimist. But he did call and pointed out a bunch of stuff, Marcus, all factually accurate, that Teoscar Hernandez is hitting under 100 since he came back. Max Muncy has a bunch of – they have 7 errors as a team in their last 4 games. They got swept by the Diamondbacks. I have a problem, though, complaining about the Dodgers or saying I'm worried about the Dodgers. I know they had a horrible weekend. I'm not sticking my head in the sand. But to you, the fact that they got swept by the Diamondbacks, something or nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Basically, what happened at the end of that Rockies series, they had the day off on Thursday. The Dodgers pretty much emotionally just put the out of office on. That's what they did. And they saw that there were 3 days until the All-Star break. They had just come off a run of 13 games in 13 days. It's an older club. You know, they got a few nagging injuries. You know, Shohei's got the knee thing and the finger, and a lot of nagging injuries on an older club. They had a 14-game lead. They put it on cruise control. And yeah, it wasn't pretty to watch. It was ugly baseball. The pitchers walked a lot of guys. Max Muncy looked like he was playing third base with his left hand. I mean, the whole thing looked bad.
Andy Pajes, who's been great defensively, just dropped the ball in the outfield.
I mean, like, there's no way around it. It looked bad, but also it looked like a team that saw vacation coming and just decided to kind of cruise through the weekend.
Travis, you know when you can worry about the Dodgers? 2 years ago when they were down 2-1 to the Padres.
Yeah.
3 out of 5 in
Yeah.
October. Like, you can't worry about them right now in July.
No.
61 wins.
We talked about it on Friday when we were doing the show together. They've had a lot of things go wrong for them this year. Edwin Diaz basically has not played. Kyle Tucker has been well below expectations. That Tommy Edman basically did not play. Teo missed a bunch of time. Mookie missed a bunch of time.
And they're
Mookie
still
was bad.
got the best record in baseball.
Tyler Glasnow has pitched like 6 times. Blake Snell's thrown 3 innings. They're the best team in the league, and it's not close.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to get worked up about too much of it. And I think what you said, Marcus, is exactly right, that this is a team that has played deep into October pretty much every year for a decade. And when they get a chance to check out, I think they do. I just think they misread the calendar a little bit and did it about 3 days early.
All right, so the Home Run Derby is tonight. It's on Netflix, which
Yes.
is going to make it hard for you guys to watch it in studio. I think Greg's figured that out finally. Oh, you got your phone?
I'm watching my,
yeah. But I don't like the change they've made, at least on the surface. Hopefully they'll prove me wrong tonight. But they've gotten rid of the clock.
Yeah.
And they're going to 20 swings, which to me means if that pitch isn't perfect, I'm not swinging at it. And I think we're going to see a lot of guys standing around tonight waiting for their perfect pitch.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Which is, I thought they kind of hit a nice stride with what they had done. I thought the time, the time clock and that sort of thing, I thought that was working well. I think what this does, though, is it favors guys with just pure power. Because before it was an endurance contest.
True.
Like, you would use a lot of swings. You would just keep going. Now, this is like the guys with pure power. So, like, the Schwarbers, the Murakamis, the Junior Camaneros, I think these are the guys that are now maybe favorites in this thing.
DeMarco, where does baseball rank in terms of your favorite sports? Obviously, you're an NFL guy. I know you love the NBA because you and I have talked to us.
It's on Mount Rushmore.
Okay, will you watch the Home Run Derby? If Trav figures out a way to get it in here, will you pay attention? Do you care?
I did. I usually wait until after it's over.
And
if it's a big deal, then I'll go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
I mean, if a clock or 20 pitches.
Have you guys ever gone to Home Run Derby?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to it once.
So
it was fun.
It's okay. Let me see if you had the same experience I've had, because I've been to it 4 or 5 times, and I enjoy it. So let me start by saying that the excitement of when Home Run Derby starts is outstanding for about 20 minutes, and then it wears off really, really quickly. And in particular, when you're doing the amount of swings as opposed to the clock. The clock makes you go fast. You're going to swing. When you can wait around and you watch, I remember being in Milwaukee for the All-Star Weekend probably 20 years ago now, and I watched Jason Giambi take 30 pitches in a row. It was just because the guy lost his rhythm. If you've ever thrown batting practice, when you lose your rhythm, you lose your rhythm.
Did that bore you or create drama?
No, it was dreadful. Because you're just standing around waiting for him to swing. And I think I could have Giambi part wrong, but I think it was Giambi. And it was just like, dude. And now all of a sudden he feels that everybody's getting a little restless now. He's got to swing at some pitches that aren't exactly where he wants them to be. I think they're going to miss the clock a great deal.
It puts a lot of onus on the guy pitching.
Huge.
Yeah, big time. Who do they pick usually?
Dino Ebel's pitching to Bryce
Izzy
Harper.
Harper.
Which I thought was weird, DeMarco, until I heard Buster Olney explain it. Listen to this.
When I talked to Bryce, he wasn't sure he was going to pick to be his batting practice pitcher. Well, he settled on the secret weapon, and that would be Dino Ebel, the third base coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And Christina, Ebel has won the Home Run Derby as the pitcher 3 different times, most recently when Teoscar Hernandez of the Dodgers did this. And on top of that, last year, remember how the All-Star game ended? Kyle Schwarber winning the swing-off? Well, Dino Ebel was on the mound for that. So Bryce gets Dino Ebel. And by the way, back in 2015 when Dino was in the Home Run Derby, he asked Bryce to pose with his 2 sons, Trey and Brady. This is back in 2015. Those 2 guys have been the first-round draft picks of the Milwaukee Brewers each of the last 2 years. So Dino and Bryce have something going great. Short right field porch in Philadelphia tonight. They should put on a show.
So he's like a specialist, Trav. He's like a long snapper.
Yeah,
he's got the ability to do a specific skill that no one else appears to have.
A pitcher wins the Home Run Derby?
Well, you're in the picture, I guess.
Real good about it. Right. You're the guy.
I think he won with Vladdy when Vladdy was an Angel.
Vlad was his first.
Wow. Yeah. He's been around forever, and there is a real skill to it. It needs to be fast without being too fast. It needs to be where some guys want a little in, some guys want to get their arms out. So if he could He obviously knows what he's doing.
This is like, like a horse owner getting Kit DeSormo or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, who do I want to ride in the Derby for me?
Good Ken DeSormo pull.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was well done.
And by the way, it's an honor for Dino.
Do I get a cut of the win?
You get the honor of being a part of the winning
Oh,
team.
no.
DeMarco.
If you want to see some fastball,
Wait a minute. That's actually a great question.
Right.
It's got to be like a golf caddy, right, Trav? Dino.
You get 10%.
He's got to get something.
John, I bet the guy gives him something like, hey, thanks.
Right,
Here's a little.
I don't think there's anything written into
watch.
it.
Maybe he'll do a cameo for him if it's Bryce Harper.
Wow.
If you win a golf tournament, the caddy automatically gets 5-10%, whatever you've worked out with him. DeMarco, I think that's a completely reasonable question.
I mean, if you want to see some good pitches where you want them, I should be incentivized, right?
You can negotiate
I may
this, I
bounce
think.
a few.
Yeah.
All right, 3 weeks after, well, actually more like 2 weeks after the All-Star game is the Major League Baseball trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Dodgers, you do anything, Trav?
The one thing that I think they could use, I mean, the Scooble thing is out there. I think it's more smoke to try to drive up the price for somebody else. I think they need another catcher because I'm a little worried about Will Smith. That he's missed as much time as he has. Rushing, who I like a lot, and I find him very interesting to watch, is a little unpredictable, shall we say, when it comes to some of this stuff. So having a veteran hand that could step in if need be, it'd be the one place that I'd look for.
Marcus, would you do anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think Trav is on the right track. I think, especially the catcher part, I think that's in the minor league system, maybe where they're thinnest right now. So it's a guy that, in the short term, if Will Smith doesn't come back, can give you some innings behind home plate. And if not, he's a guy that you can use to kind of stock the farm system.
DeMarco, since you're the only one who's ever been paid to be a professional athlete, when you get a trade, when somebody comes over mid-season, does that energize the team? Or does that make you say, we all better wake up or else we could be out of here?
As a player, when guys get cut, that wakes you up.
Because it could be you.
I don't think I've ever been a part of a guy coming in as a part of a trade. We got Marshall in the offseason.
Right.
That doesn't count.
Which was one of the greatest. But when he started showing up and you saw what he could do.
We were different. Once he showed up, we were a lot different than we knew it. But the one time I saw it where it really made an effect was Von Miller. That changed everything. That changed that entire football team, coaching staff included, when you get a guy like that coming in.
We said earlier that we were talking about the Rams, especially if they get Aaron Donald, are going to be such overwhelming favorites to win the Super Bowl. Because of that, would you go out, like Derek Carr was in the news this week, the old Raider quarterback, saying, I'm thinking about making a comeback. I would invest in a backup QB if I were the Rams, just because if Matthew Stafford goes down for a few games, I don't want to derail the train.
Let me lean on this one. Hold on.
Would you?
I would say this.
Or Ty Simpson, you drafted for a reason.
You're spot on.
I would say this. Let preseason play out. Because I think I can go get one of those guys.
Okay.
And you probably have a short list of guys that know the offense or have a pretty good idea of what you're going to do.
Jimmy G hasn't signed with anybody, right?
No, it hasn't sailed yet.
Yeah.
So let me see what Stetson actually can do. You may be okay with that.
What you said is the one thing that scares me about this team coming up. They're loaded across the board. Stafford obviously coming off an MVP season, but the two guys behind him right now, we'll see what it looks like a month from now, 4 months from now. Neither one of them's ever played in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right.
Like ever. It's not that just that they have not played in the league.
You're okay with the special teams, what they've done?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I thought the thicker kicker did it once they got the snapping squared away, that the thicker kicker kind of did fine.
All kind of worked.
Can coach.
All right. So Travis, Marcus, and DeMarco are all coming up next. Geeter, go home and write Game of Games for tomorrow, would you please?
Oh, God.
His first time ever being the host of Game of Games is tomorrow.
Don't be scared.
Good luck.
I got you.
Best foot forward. If you get stuck, chat GPT.
DeMarco and Travis next, ESPN.